Loading and noise. Fucking Christ. Should be good for now. There we go. All right, there we go. Grab this up, all that fun shit. The usual business. You chunk. You stretchy little thing. Feet up, fucking god. To be up here, can you at least like chill instead of fucking panicking? Just hang out here. Stop that. Stop. Just hang out there. You do this every fucking time I come home, bro. I get it, but Jesus. Like, seriously? No. Wrong. No, stop. Quit going over there. Go up there. Over. Go. Come on. No. Sit. That's not what I meant. Oh my god. Ugh. Lay down. Go up there. Oh. You don't even want anything besides just me to, like, incessantly be all over your grill, bro. I know what you want, and, like, dude, holy fuck. Oh my fucking god. I know he specifically is, like, wanting one thing directly from me, and it's not happening until later tonight. Doing this just is annoying me. You sound like you are, like, in the most abusive distress ever, dude. You sound like you have like some internal pain and like I stabbed you and now you're just like, my injury. I swear he has like such an intense fucking energy about him. It's like, homie, can I help you? He thinks like being behind me is gonna make it any better. You'd be just fine if you just laid there. Instead of just on top of it. If you were just chilling there while you weren't doing that, you'd be fine. Oh god, he is so desperate. Finally. Damn. Goober. As soon as I touch my course. Ah, Dios mío. But I never know what this little boy wants. Do you have go potty? Is that it? Like, that's the only thing I could think of right now. Usually you bolt, like, ready to go for that. Really? Potty? Do you have to go outside for a potty? Well, Jess does. Do you? Oh my god. Maybe you do? I don't know. Like I say, alright, well. I guess so. He immediately is back in here. So it's not that. Well, now he went back out there. What, do I have to watch you? Do I have to, like, stand out there and stare at you? Goofy dog. Goofy little boy. He's seriously not like Zukov or like Jazzy when it comes to, like, wanting things. Because both of them, they will just, like, kind of just stare at you. Or they'll, like, kind of paw at you a little bit. Not Vito, though. Are you all done, Jazzy? Blah, blah, blah. Hello, little wiggle wiggle. She picked up her rope and she just dropped it right at my fucking feet. She's like, come on. She's like, come on, Unc. Man, you all just going to town on this damn thing. What a silly thing. Really? Let's see about bigger beer. Yes, seriously, take this sweet time. Good for little Vito. Poked around the corner and he's finally going to the bathroom. Jazzy was just like, in and out, I'm done. Like, Vito, he has to just find the right spot, the right everything. It's like, come on, homie. I don't want that sliding door open forever. Well, there he is. Vito. Good boy. Oh, oh, crazy Doge. Anyway, okay, there we go. Just do that real quick. Get you back in. There we go. All right. Then eventually in a little bit, talk about some of the fun shit domestically going on in this country, especially with what's going on with Portland. Now that we're on the one of many cities that Trump is trying to fucking like have a riot start off in and shit, so he can do his whole insurrection act thing and all that. And it's gonna be also swell. I exceptionally love like the misinformation that's spreading around about all this too already. Literally just because of what the federal administration's reaction is to this. It's just like fucking Christ, man. It's such a goddamn fucking joke, dude. So definitely gonna have a little bit of fun talking about this shit. And honestly, if anything bursts the bubble of the fact that like Portland is fine. In fact, honestly, Portland's kind of boring right now. Like, there's like fucking nothing going on here in the city. Like, I mean, you get shit going on, but like, I guess it's like not atypical of any other fucking, major city. It's just boring here. So I love how like there's this misinfo about like it's war ravaged. It's about to be burnt to the ground again. You're in the middle of doing it now. It's like, what the fuck, bro? It's like, are we doing this again? Are we really gonna throw this shit over? Oh, we're doing it again, aren't we? 5 years later, boys, let's fucking go. Like, I mean, it's just fucking, to me, kind of hilarious, honestly, because this just proves the fact that, like, whether it's Chicago or Memphis or LA or really anywhere else that he's been trying to do this shit, it's not working. And it's just a desperate attempt to try to get someone to pop the fuck off. When it comes to at least, when it comes to at least trying to evoke like an insurrection act or like, get total fucking power and control, especially in cities. And especially as it stands right now, it's not working at all. I can tell that, especially with like that, like ICE shooting or whatever, and with like some of their shit, that there's definitely some ops going on, and that ICE shooting, I think, was one of them, as a way to try to exacerbate and escalate, these problems. What? Dang, you two. Like it just all seems like too coincidental. What are you? What the fuck? Crazy dogs. Move that like way over here so it doesn't get fucked with. Nice. You two gonna be chilling? No, they're still gonna be fighting over a damn rope. There we go. Have one more load up for later. Man, depending on what my day is like tomorrow, I'm gonna kind of be tempted to maybe go downtown Portland, see what's up, see what's going on. Because I know that it's going to take some time for, Fed forces to show up, but knowing these announcements, like, and shit, I mean, it's definitely have caused a little bit of a stir up around here for sure, like to an extent. I know that, honestly, like, especially because of, like, people that live here, like, are, from what I've noticed, are just kind of like, what the fuck? There's only a few people that are, like, in, like, certain little, like, groups, like, online, like, on fucking r/Oregon or whatever, that are, like, somewhat for this, or at least even somewhat okay and capitulated to it. But most people are just like, this is bullshit. There's no reason for them to be here. This is fucking ridiculous. Because frankly, it's just like, there's literally no fucking reason for them to be here at all. Like, especially with this idea to, like, help reinforce the ICE facilities. It's like, huh? There's literally only one in Portland. There's one ICE building in fucking Portland, and they're making it sound like there's a bunch of them throughout the fucking city. And they're fucking, like, like, it's like, and they're all being burnt to the ground, and like half of Portland's being razed. Where it's one ICE facility that also happens to be near the Tesla dealership that's in Portland. So also there's like a chunk of protesters are also like Tesla protesters that happen to be over there too. So it's just like, you pretty much have like a mixture of like Tesla protesters and ICE protesters in this one little area. And most of the time it's just like, maybe like between like 15 to like 20, 30, 50 something people at most, maybe, that are like there blocking a single fucking driveway. And the only thing that ever goes on is like after, the sun goes down, the fucking ICE comes out and starts tear gassing and fucking launching chemical weapons out throughout the fucking neighborhood, dispersing people. And it's not even a facility where you detain people in. So it's just like, what the fuck? Why is it even there? Like, it's not just like the fact that it's ICE, it's the fact that it's fucking useless. There's no reason for it to be there. I mean, it's been protested, before, and people have like, like have had problems with this fucking place, for a while. I mean, it's especially with like how ICE is right now. You're damn right, people are going to be consistently over there protesting it. I mean, no shit. I just find it exceptional that like there's just so much bullshit when it comes to like how especially Portland's being betrayed at this moment. Like with the idea that there's multiple facilities being raided, it's like just fucking war ravage, which where? The only one doing war ravaging is ICE. Even the fucking Portland Police Bureau is openly saying that, yeah, it's not the protesters starting shit, it's ICE that starts shit. I think there's literally been one time where protesters did, and that's the Portland police saying that. And they don't like the protesters. They're not fond of them either. And if they're saying that, and it's like practically only like one time where they started shit, and every time it's been ICE, who's the instigator here? Like, why do you think people have been constantly protesting that fucking place? Because they keep doing shit like that. And being a hostile force, and now, like, they're calling for backup and having, like, an exchange of the guard, too, because, like, a lot of the agents that were at that place now have left, and now they got new ones. So it's like, and now they're sending the feds, which, where are they sending them? Are they going to send them just to the ICE facility and that surrounding area? Or they send them scattered throughout Portland where they think are high crime areas, which is probably going to be like Pioneer Courthouse Square, like a few other spots, and then the ICE facility. It's like, where the fuck are they stationing them at? And frankly, if like they're around, I'm dead ass gonna be like, have half a mind to go out there and be like, while recording, being like, hey, yo, guys, who's like your like senior officer here? Can I like talk to him and ask questions as to like why y'all are fucking here? Be like, what the fuck? What's up? Like, there's no reason for y'all to be here. Like, you're our soldiers and of our country here, and you're doing orders that make no fucking sense and don't need to be acted on, and yet you're all doing it. Why? I think one of their orders is to like not talk to people and shit, but I don't care. You can still like talk to them. They might not say anything to you. But I've seen plenty of people like walk up to these, National Guard and Fed forces with their phones, talking to them, asking questions and other shit, and they pretty much don't say anything to them. I'm sure I get the silent treatment too, but it's like, hey, it's like y'all being shitty, and don't be shitty. You can talk to me, like you're an American, I'm American, I don't know where you're from, but I don't care, but like, come on now. Pretend you're having a 5-minute smoke break while you're on your duty. You know what I mean? Talk to me while you're not on duty, while you're having a 5-minute smoke break. Vito, god damn it. Really? I gotta be careful. Here we go. No, get up here. Lay down. Lay down. So come the fuck on, man. He literally wants the WAOK, and I'm not doing that right now. He can wait. And I'm not surprised, of course. Fibes, is doing her stream. You son of a bitch. We could have had a little chit chat about Portland before you did yours, and now I can't with you because you're over there and I'm over here. I actually want to hear her takes on this. Not that I'm going to disagree with it, but if anything, especially being a Portlander, like it definitely, there's insight, I think, with, someone like me being able to kind of like to talk about it. And frankly, like if there is like, I'm kind of curious what this whole like full use of force shit's going to look like. Because I know Trump has tried this shit, like with other places, but nothing's ever come from that. So, is it just really going to be the same thing? Because I got a feeling it probably is going to be. I don't really, like, I mean, I suppose I don't necessarily know what to expect outside of the fact that it's just going to be so fucking lame, stupid, a waste of taxpayer dollars, and it's just going to annoy and intimidate people more so than make them feel safe. I don't give a fuck about like these dipshits who are from out of the city and like don't live in Oregon, or they do, but like, never visited Portland ever in their life because they think some liberal shit, whatever the fuck. And it's just like, I mean, for me, it's like, shut the fuck up. It's like, y'all don't know what you're talking about because you heard of some Fox News clip or like some bullshit narrative about how Portland's fucking done when it's totally fine. At least in the sense of being any other goddamn city. Portland, more like Porkland. Well, what? Because there's a lot of pigs and hogs and a lot of feds, going to be running around. I mean, I'm sure you have heard the news. Portland's war ravaged, and the feds are going to be doing an occupation of Portland to clean her up. Which, as a Portlander, I would like to know where it's been war ravaged, because nowhere in Portland is war ravaged. That's it, not just a pun. Well, you heard also some of the other weird bullshit that Trump's administration said. Like, apparently we got a shitload of ICE facilities, and Like they're all like torn down and all like ravaged and all this other shit. But you want to know what's funny? We only have one building, and it's like this small little fucking building. It's not that big. I show up here with an eye patch and miss an arm. Yeah, because I got hit with shrapnel, man. Because like it's so war ravaged. Like, just walk around from downtown. You know, you have to dodge fucking artillery shells and shit, bro. Yeah. Fucking ridiculous, bro. I know for a fact that people are definitely going to have like some protests against this for sure. And I know there's going to be one on Sunday, if I remember correctly. Or Monday, one of the 2 days. We'll give you time to pause for your Vietnam flashbacks. I've been desensitized enough. I can handle it. I mean, it's starting to kind of feel like we're about to get, you know, slowly but surely back into the old 2020 days where it was just like, you know, good parts of Portland were being all protested up and shit, and fucking feds or like the police, you know, would be tear gas and shit up. You'd have to be bull run and run around fucking neighborhoods because cops were chasing us into fucking neighborhoods. And us also terrorizing those neighborhoods. Dude, get back up there. No. No. This fucking dog, bro. He really wants that we all love kayaking kind of thing right now. He's seriously desperate. So while talking about politics, I'm starting to notice a rhetoric that's getting on my nerves. Downtown. This only happened twice, but something tells me it'll keep happening. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, what a dog be? Because now it's probably something I need to probably look out for. Why can't I just pet you without you freaking out? Come on, man. And since this is someone, usually political commentator is a woman, at least from what I've seen, and they'll mention something like this is why we can't look to men to lead the left. Can we, like, not? Jesus. So, and it'll be in reference to some sex scandal. I scroll down, it's always fucking Sam Cedar or some shit. Or Destiny or something like that. Wait, Sam Cedar has some scandals? Like, wait, what? Sam Cedar has a sex scandal? Well, I'm assuming probably not. I'm guessing you just kind of threw it out there as just a thing. But, like, I'm just saying, like, whoa, if that's the case, well, I've never heard of it. I don't know if he does. I don't think so. But yeah, just I guess clarify. I'm pretty sure he doesn't. I think he's fine, and we don't have to worry about Sam Cedar. I actually kind of like him a little bit. But I mean, I see what you're saying though for sure. But it's like you can definitely like have. I just don't think it should be like some fucking gender thing. You can have anyone leave the fucking left, and arguably, like, why doesn't it have to be like, a certain person or certain few people? Like, why not there be multiple leaders? And historically, the left movements have had multiple leaders. Like just because like there's always different little subgroups or other chapters or other locals when it comes to unions and this and that, like blah blah blah. Like, I mean, there's at least still some sort of a level of leadership and shit, and stuff going on. It's like so. I mean, like it should, and honestly, it's like if someone's like a piece of shit and scummy or is like a predator or whatever, then yeah, I don't give a fuck who they are. They shouldn't be leading anything because we don't trust. If we can't trust them to not be a predatory freak, I don't care how good their ideas are. Why should I trust them in power? Not just to leave that shit, but not to abuse that power when it comes to other people. So it's like, to me, it don't really matter who they are. There are a lot of women leftist woke commenters, and not to mention the fact that the ones that do exist to promotionally face more harassment, but at least please understand that people like Destiny are not leftists. Dude, Destiny is a fucking weird, like, centrist, like, omni-liberal freak. Like, he is not left at all. I don't care how much he wants to try to pretend that he is, he's not. And honestly, I find it annoying that, when it comes to like political rhetoric, that he's lumped in as the broader left. It's like, no, even amongst other leftists, I'm just like, no, the fuck he isn't. Like, what the fuck? Like, you dipshit. Ugh. But ultimately, shouldn't it just be more about like trying to like specifically like, try to combat and target like harassment and like predatory behavior just across the board, instead of just trying to like use it as like a point, to be like, well, obviously this is why we don't let X, Y, or Z lead our shit. Fuck you. It's like, what? I think we can keep people like Destiny or whoever else. I think we can keep them out of leadership or like influential roles when it comes to like broader leftist politics, without having to be like, fuck man, or really anybody or any group. I'm not saying sex scandals don't exist amongst people who are leftists, but that's just statistical. Well, yeah. And unfortunately, if it does happen, it's more of on a smaller scale where it's like kind of like more interpersonal of shit that goes on. Like some of the stuff that has happened with like what's her fucking name? Moved to Ireland, kind of helped take down Kiwi Farms. I have Keffels, I think. I think that's her name. I don't even remember. And then there's and then like Xander Hall, at least, from if what Diamond's exposés, have any merit and truth to it, at least they certainly do look like it. On top of being a weird pest and shit and all this other stuff, it's like there's even at least supposed claims of a sex cult, which at least that stuff seems like it's bullshit. But he's definitely not a mentally stable guy at all, and to the point where he's outright like slandered Hassan, thinking that like the shooter of Charlie Kirk is outright a leftist when he's not. Even with the evidence we know now, he isn't. So it's just like, I mean, it's just it all kind of culminates. It's like, yeah, when you got dumb fucks out there and even really shitty people or those who are just not stable or willing to take advantage of others around them. Yeah, you don't need those people around. Like if they still want to be a part of the movement as the sense of the numbers help, sure, but they get to stay on the sideline. You know what I mean? They don't get to be in any major significant role outside of like, hey, they're that one extra vote or like that one extra body at the protest, but they're at the back, at the back of the protest in the corner. You know what I mean? You don't outright have to accept them, but if they still want to like, advocate the same shit, I mean, you can't necessarily stop them. Just keep them out of roles that are influential and shit. They could just be another body there. To be this guy, but if you call it toxic behavior of one gender, but then yours does the exact same shit, and you called it misguided, what the fuck? Littles, and well, yeah, that's just shitty and really fucking stupidly weird. Like, hey, it's as if human beings, regardless of gender, are capable of being shitty, horrible, toxic people. And in my experience, it seems about like equal 50-50 of like, seeing men and women that could be very toxic as shit and very terrible people. Not like it happens all the time, but you see them around. Lewis is never going to shut the fuck up about Kamala Lewis, despite the fact that she's poorly used in the very short time she had to build a campaign and literally polling prediction election results. Same people. Oh, yeah. And now she's doing this whole fucking little tour trying to like, make it out that, oh, I'm actually, pretty good and this and that. And, I was actually like held down and Biden was actually kind of snapping me, and trying to like, sabotage me and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. And then calling Trump a communist dictator. Like, oh my fucking God, that was just disgusting. And almost made me cringe into the fucking fourth dimension. I almost became a fucking Tesseract cube with the amount of cringe I just induced. Hearing that. Absurd. That's fucking ridiculous. You saw I sent you that? Yeah, I eventually saw it, and I couldn't even like. I just like sat the phone down for a bit, took a rip, and I just kind of moved on from there. I was like, oh my fucking God. I was like, I don't even know, dude. What the like? How do you be so fucking stupid despite like? I fuck. Feeling like I have a flashback from that. Oof. I'm gonna say the women vote for Trump are misguided or manipulated all they want. But it's like how we talked about the conservative gays, trans people, etc. So on. They are that there are people. I've been assuming now. I'm just gonna be more of that. Who would sell out anyone for a hay penny? We can't truly progress. Yeah. I mean, exactly. Yeah. I mean, as long as you're gonna have people who are willing to sell out and like, including create a narrative of like, oh well, no, there's actually a good way to do it, but you have to pretty much be like an exact photocopy of me. Everything else is just too crazy and too extreme. I found out too, wildly enough, that Peter Thiel's gay. I was reading up about that little slimy fuck, and in the middle of reading about him, I found out he was gay, and apparently had a fucking like Laura Loomer or Laura Southern, one of the Lauras, go to like HomoCon or whatever the fuck to be a spokesperson there once. I'm just like, what the fuck? Wow. We don't like us queer people don't take them, by the way. We absolutely do not accept them. I think has to be have to be gay or lesbian, biphobic or transphobic. Yeah. I mean, that's the even more exceptional weird stupid shit where it's just like you know you're like gay and stuff. You don't think there are people that can be into both? There's straight people and there's gay people. You don't think there's like anything in between, and there are people out there that just dead ass don't believe that. They don't think it's a thing. It's like, what? Like, what the fuck? You dipshit. Zero self awareness. It really is. It's a lack of any like proper self awareness when it comes to that shit. Comment notification. Someone liked the comment I made. It's actually from a comment that I sent to someone that literally said, I literally moved to Portland to get away from like Trump's goons and his like, ICE thugs and shit. And there's already like one or two people being like, you're kind of dumb. Like, and I'm like, hey, I'm born and raised here. And I was like, I'm sorry, but you're stupid to think you escaped Trump and ICE moving here. And also said, I'm surprised he hasn't done this sooner. Like, especially when it comes to knowing that, like, Portland's always a scapegoat when it comes to, like, leftist liberal bubble, fucking cities or whatever. It's always a scapegoat. Like, so I'm honestly legit surprised this hasn't happened sooner. So, I mean, why this person, granted, it's probably cheaper. But, I mean, if their main reason was for that, they're dumb. I'm sorry, but they're stupid. If they wanted to get away from that, they should have moved somewhere that was like outside of Portland, like not in it. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're moving here, especially for that, you're stupid. It was a matter of time before you're going to send a fucking goon squad out here. And they already had like a little building with a little detachment with them anyway, and now they're all like, we can't do it anymore. So now they are exchanging the guard there, which that already happened. So now those ones are bitching and crying, and now Trump is like, well, now we got to go in there fully in this war-ravaged land. Which is fucking hilarious. Anyone who's been in Portland practically like all fucking year here will know that for the most part, it's been kind of boring, actually. There hasn't really been that much shit going on. Yeah, like you get some protests here and there. You got like, usual events and festivities, usual shit, I suppose. But like, beyond that, nothing big has really happened here. Not up until this point. Like, nothing's going on. Like, Trump basically artificially made shit happen here, and it's like, and I know why. He's going through every fucking city he can think of. Like, it failed in LA and failed in New York. It failed in Chicago, which that didn't even happen because Pritzker just immediately was like, fuck no to that and like, fuck off pretty much immediately. Like, he had balls. And then he's trying into Memphis and it's failing there. And now he's trying for Portland. He's trying to see if like a full-on riot or National Guard forces get injured or hurt or whatever. Like, he's waiting for something to fucking pop and that domino to drop so he can invoke the Insurrection Act and like go full like revocation of democracy and shit. Like, there is a fucking tact of what he's trying to do here. And especially for Portland, it's a perfect opportunity to protest and shit, but also, just basically do what we always do. Just kind of business as usual here. Protest a little more about it, and stuff, maybe heckle them occasionally, but, like pretty much like everyone else has been handling it. It's like, ain't that fucking hard. You don't need to, like, go full on, like, fuck this shit, to, like, make the point. And in fact, that's kind of what he wants anyway. And it's coming from a radical, too. Like, you can, understand what card is being thrown down and not play into it. Despite if, you like playing those cards. Because I do, I'll admit. But, hey, I know that, it plays into a certain particular, card that he wants to throw down, too. So I'm like, throw a different card down. Throw them off. Because it's been like that over and over and over again. And And it's not going to be any different here. Mark my fucking words. Nothing is fundamentally going to be massively different here because of them being here. There's going to be a little more protests and people annoyed by it, and we're going to be on the national radar for a little bit. But beyond that, not much is really going to change. I mean, to be honest, that's my prediction. Yeah, they're going to be around. They're going to intimidate people. People are going to voice their feelings about it. Like, there's going to be, little extra things here and there, but nothing too fundamentally different from how all the other cities have reacted to this. I mean, it's just not much is going to, like, I don't really see what he expects we're going to do here. Like, what? Like, get out the fucking Antifa rifles and, fucking, like, what? Like, what does he expect, 2020 is back from tit. I know, bro. 2020 is coming back, bro. Let's fucking go, dude. I'm actually making a prediction. Not right now. Not much is going to change from this. Because I really generally believe that, like, despite the feds being here, like, no one's going to have a very harsh, strong, radical reaction to this outside of a little extra protesting and maybe, ICE or some of the cops, get a little aggressive, more so than before, whatever. Like, beyond, a little tit for tat thing here and there, nothing's changing, to be honest. Because I know, like, because I'm sure you would agree, think about it like this. Trump wants to essentially invoke our Insurrection Act and basically, at least, revoke democracy so he can have total executive control, right? How has he been trying to do that? Go into all these fucking cities, sending in the feds, seeing if, one of these cities starts a riot and pops off on the feds. That's what he's trying to do. And it hasn't worked at all. Like, it's failed in every city so far, whether they have been there or he's tried, like with Chicago, and the governor was like, fuck off, and just didn't happen. And it's just like, and with Memphis, they're doing it there right now. So, and it's not working because even with that being known, are we hearing anything about Memphis? No. Because it's not working there either. No one's reacting strongly about it. They're probably protesting it and all that shit for sure, but the idea that they're like outright, raising hell over it, I mean, does sound like it. And arguably it's probably going to be the same here. If this trend is as it is right now, I don't see how it's going to change too much in this case. I massively underestimate how shitty this regime would be. I'm expecting the worst. I mean, yeah, but you have to understand what card they're trying to throw down, right? Like, if the people don't play into that hand, what the fuck is he going to do? Try to do this in another city? Seattle, Sacramento, San Fran? I mean, he's just going to try, doing the same thing, wasting resources, wasting time, and deflected from the Epstein files too. Like, it's just another deflection and distraction and a way to try to egg on this Insurrection Act thing. Because he's threatened to invoke it before. It's black people in the red state being pressed. They want to revoke First Amendment. Well, I'm very aware of this. But, like, I mean, when it comes to, like, well, the thing is with Memphis, though, despite that, even on places like Public Freakout and anti-Trump stuff, like where people are posting about like ICE and these feds showing up in places, Memphis, there isn't really anything. There was like a few things here and there, but at least like from what I can tell, people are just probably like talking shit as they walk by and then they just move on. Like from what it seems like, because at least with the federal like National Guard being there, their presence isn't really making an impact in anything. From what it seems like. It doesn't mean that it's fine or justified, by the way. I mean, it's fucked that, that's happening, but it's just, it doesn't seem like the impact that he wants is happening. In fact, it does kind of seem like it's the opposite. He wants Memphis to be on the map, and on the radar, being like, look at all these blacks burning the city down, going after the National Guard. This is why the Insurrection Act needs to happen, folks. Like, I mean, he wants that, but that don't happen. So now he's going to Portland, being all war ravaged. Now he's coming over here because of one ice building. One. The murdered someone and tried to cover it up. Oh yeah, dude, ICE has been going fucking ham in Chicago. Dude, they've been going ham even while we were there. I mean, like, I will watch Public Freakout, off and on, even while we were hanging out and stuff. And straight up, like, yeah, there was shit going on. We just never saw it because we happened to be in the areas that it wasn't happening. Or if we were, we just happened to be in the spot where it wasn't going down. Or it just happened later that day, or, at a time where we weren't there when it happened. At least, but Chicago's so fucking huge. I mean, I don't know what street names or what's. MAGA Chud sub. I don't know, not necessarily. There's a lot of like anti-ICE and anti-Trump shit there lately because of a lot of these, freakouts with ICE, and a lot of people are very like supportive of the people who are like, calling ICE out and like showing off these videos and shit like that. Like, there's a large chunk of people there that are kind of there for, like, ICE freakout stuff because they're like, yeah, fuck ICE. This is why we need to, like, abolish them. And, there's a... I mean, there definitely are some MAGA Chud types there for sure, depending on which fucking videos are on, especially how popular they might be. But, honestly, a lot of them really aren't. You just have to find the right ones. Trump does care about justification. Fox is already playing footage from 2020, claiming to be from 2024. Because they're a propaganda outlet. They do that all the time. You just found out about that? I mean, because dude, Fox News has been very openly known to play like footage that is like very extreme or like riotous from other protests in that same city from years prior. Portland ain't no different. Yeah, like they're very well known. They're like an overt like fake news propaganda outlet. Hence their old stereotypical nickname of faux news. It's supposed to be a large message, but since the YouTube censors probably jack off to the messages they don't allow, I can't say it. Yeah, unfortunately. Because all you said was Fox HQ and Earthquake. I don't know what else you were trying to say. YouTube was like, no, you don't get to understand. I think I get what you mean, though. Something, Fox HQ, something gets hit by a massive earthquake, something, everyone dies. Something, the end. Did I get about right? That sounds about right. Literally just had like a back of my mind thought, be like, should I confirm that my morning shift is covered tomorrow? Because I'm like 95% sure it is, but I'm like, there's a part of my mind where I'm like, fuck, should I just like kind of confirm, just make sure? But also, my boss never got back to me like at all about whether like I'm working that day or, like later, or I could work another. I haven't heard anything. So I'm like, now I'm just kind of left in the dark. Yeah, it's Track at AM. I did it last week on Sunday and it sucked, but I mean, I did it. And so, I mean, I know that, like, I shouldn't have to, but fuck me if I have to, dude. Because I know that, like, one of my coworkers said that he wants to do mornings anyway, which is preferable for me. And, instead of closing. And he said he covered, Sunday, and he's mentioned that a few different times already. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure he is. But if anything, I just want to confirm that, but also just be like, am I, if at least if I'm not doing that, then am I still working that day? I just don't know that. Okay, cancer. You just sorry to be so large, but first of all, fuck them. And there's are largely to blame for the massive Overton window shift. What did they do about people like Walsh, Tater, Owens, or Shapiro purposely lying, not spreading harmful misinformation? Not a goddamn thing. Or people like Charlie Kirk too, by the way, or anyone else in between. They didn't do a fucking thing. In fact, they made money over it, and that's why they kept them around. This is why the fairness doctrine needs to be reinstated, dude. Because I don't think people realize how fucking, like important, that is. Because it essentially, helps establish, a free and a fair, journalistic, rules of integrity, when it comes to news media and outlets. And honestly, not only should it be reinstated, but it should be modernized, to include social media platforms in the online sphere as well. The fairness doctrine not only needs to come back, but expanded. If oh, National Guard helicopters are landing at PDX. Oh shit! So they're coming in, boys. Shit's really about to get real. Fuck, they're coming, boys. They're coming. Oh shit, they're here, boys. Watch, the C5s and C17s are going to be landing at KPDX, and then they're going to be sending out the Humvees and APCs and shit. Dude, they got a battalion coming down, bro. They got a battalion sent in, dude. Dude, honestly, if I don't have to close or nothing tomorrow and I have a free day off, I'm going to Portland. I'm checking this shit out. I'm not even fucking kidding. I'm going to observe this shit. I'm going to, kind of check this out. Because shit got fucking real, didn't it? 4 p.m. ICE protests. I am probably going to be at lunch with my folks, between 2 to 4. And if I'm not closing, then I'm pretty much immediately going to work after that. But if I'm not, then I'll just immediately go, to Portland after that. Yet they pulled the ad revenue because Coke played another Nazi video or some shit, but then they were like, wait, they pulled in millions of views, maybe Nazis are all right. Yeah, because corporations will always cave to fascism more so than actually cave to progressivism and shit. Dude, it happens all the time. Sadly, because fascists are more willing to play along with capitalism than leftists. Because leftists are more about opposed towards this system like that, and corporations and companies are obviously not exactly going to be playing too fondly or be open to doing business with people like that. You know what I mean? But who is still okay with capitalism? Fascists and Nazis. They might not agree on social views and shit like that, but hey, money's money, and they don't care who's giving them the fucking greenbacks or the bluebacks. As long as they're getting some fucking moolah and they're making a profit, they don't give a fuck. It's always been like that. Capitalism, leftism, national enemies. Exactly. That's why, at least when it comes to progressives or maybe liberals, are willing to work up them, and that's why there's the whole kind of liberal fascist believes rhetoric and stuff. But maybe even when it comes to democratic socialists or social democrats, that's pushing the limit, but at least by American standards, I suppose. But in broader international standards, that's kind of about where it goes. And then after that, that's where it's all right, nah, we don't like working with you. You're more about taking our money away than anything now. At least we can work with the others and still make money. Y'all don't want us to have money. Fuck you. So yeah, at a certain point, like they're just not going to work with you, and in fact, if anything, oppose you. At that point, you just have to, win on the virtue of like, just popularity and, charisma and legislation and, an advocacy of things that people generally want. And there's massive support for. I mean, because you can be like, against that grain and win, and still be in politics for sure. I mean, obviously it can happen. But it's like, at that point, you have to rely on a lot of different things. And companies and corporations are sure shining it. And frankly, we'll probably fight companies and corporations that are somewhat sympathetic, like Ben and Jerry's or something. But like, even then, I mean, it's better to just kind of keep to the principle of just like, hey, if we barely ever like, it's like even if we like, barely support you or whatever, or you support us or some shit, it's like, it's just kind of better for the principle because like if most companies are against us, then it's just better not to take any of that money anyway and then not, compromise our principle on that. Kotek came back from Japan only to issue the most feckless statement imaginable. Dude, I know. She's the most worthless fucking cunt in the world, bro. I thought goddamn Kate Brown was bad. Frankly, I wonder who was worse because I'm starting to think that Kate Brown was a little better. And that's saying something because I do not like Kate Brown at all. But I am vilified with fucking goddamn Kotek, bro. Fuck Kotek. She's so goddamn awful. She wants to go spend, a little Ramen-chan, fucking little experience in Japan while Trump is threatening to fucking send the fucking feds, which he's done now, and have like a little ramen, a little lesbian get together and margaritas and sake in Tokyo or wherever the fuck. It's like, you bitch. You basically, fucking stick organ up your ass and fucking go whatever, and then shut us back out. Go to Japan, and then Trump says something, and you like come back, and like it's like, you're just such a fucking worthless sellout. She came back from Japan. I know it got canceled because of Trump. That's honestly, weirdly enough, like one of the good things about this. Is that it canceled her vacation so she can't have her little margaritas and sake with Rami-chan and all of her girlfriends, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like, so her vacation is canceled. So, yeah, boo-hoo, bitch. Act like a fucking governor. Oh, but you come back and you now are not still acting like a fucking governor because you're such a neolib, worthless, feckle bitch. Fucking coward. Worthless. Frankly, Kate Brown would actually stick around knowing that Trump might have done this shit, and then arguably might have sent in the Oregon National Guard specifically that are already stationed in the state to be like on standby to be like, you don't let the Federal National Guard leave the base or whatever, and when they arrive, you don't let them leave. I honestly, because think about it. She did send the National Guard when Trump was sending in fucking, all the alphabet agencies to fucking Portland. At one point, she did do that. So, she does have the balls to do it. She would do it again. So, arguably, yeah, Kate Brown is better. Fuck. She really is. And I don't like her at all. Holy shit. Why can't we have decent fucking governors in this state, man? Why? There is no Federal National Guard. Trump wants to deputize the state National Guard, probably Idaho's, or just send the military. No, he's deputized the national, different branches of the National Guard, and he's sending them in. I don't think he said anything about deputizing the state National Guard. If he's sending in National Guard forces via helicopters and other forces into Portland, then they're not from Oregon. They're not, National Guard Oregon servicemen then. So they're obviously coming from other states that he has deputized, different National Guard battalions and then has sent in there. It's just military. The National Guard is a branch of the military. It is a federal, it's a part of the branch of the Army. It's, Army National Guard, like it is overall like a part of the branch of the military, and shit. I mean it is, but National Guard ultimately is done via states, based off of the battalions, because some states have multiple National Guard battalions and some only have one or maybe two. And I think Oregon only has one, while California has like a few of them, and then like Washington has one, or actually maybe like two or three, because they have like a huge base in Boeing, is there. So like I think they might actually have a couple out there. I know Idaho's got like one or two. So if anything, they're probably sending a battalion out from Idaho because they're the most quickest to respond and agree to it, and also be deputized. And plus, if they're from Idaho, politically they're a lot more likely to be like, fuck you, Portland. Because if you deputize Oregon National Guard members, half of those people are probably, in that battalion or, in that regiment, of the Oregon National Guard. I guarantee you are from Portland or the surrounding area. And they're not going to want to do anything, when it comes to like the orders that are being given down to. So like they're kind of like a no-no. Because frankly, if he wanted to deploy the National Guard for Oregon, they would have been in Portland already. They would have been stationed by now. But if they're just landing after those orders were given hours ago, they came from somewhere else. And yeah, Idaho probably volunteered, a battalion to send out. Like the governor of Idaho, like he probably talked to a couple governors in the surrounding area to see who he could get to do it. And it was probably Idaho. And it's like, yeah, I'll send you a fucking regiment. It's like, I guarantee you it was Idaho, bro. And frankly, that's why, I want to go check it out. Because if any of them are willing to, like, say something to me, because I know part of their orders is not to talk to anybody, but if I can at least, maybe look at their patches or, get at least, close enough to maybe try to talk to one of them, I could probably see what, branch of the National Guard they're from. If they're, like, from, a different state or something. Because I guarantee you they fucking are. But I can't mention some shit fucking YouTube. Why don't you go suck the venom from a blue ring octopus, you fucking stupid post ass cunt dick war piece of goddamn trash? YouTube said that. But it wouldn't let you send anything else. What, dude, I'm sorry, man. I feel bad for you, but that was fucking hilarious. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck? I'm sorry to laugh, man, but that is kind of funny. Fucking hell, bro. Suck the venom from a blue ring octopus, you fucking stupid puss cunt dick wart pieces of garbage. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. The fucking vivid imagery of that. Bro, holy fuck. Oh my god, that's why you're a fucking mod, homie. Holy shit. Oh my god. So vivid, oddly specific, and the creativeness of it all. Like, oh my god. I just sounds like Trump is sending straight military, sending National Guard. You fucking kidding me, huh? So he's just straight up sending like a military detachment, like in like army forces. At least it's confirmed that Trump hasn't even attempted to call the Oregon National Guard. Of course he hasn't. Why would he? Because in order to do that, he has to call Tina Kotek, and he hates her. Why would he do that? Why would he call her up? Like, yeah, that ain't happening. Why would he do that? So it's not even national. So the idea of him sending National Guard, so it's just straight military. So it could be like the 2nd Infantry or some shit. It could be like a infantry battalion he's sending over. Weirdly enough, I am familiar with some of the patches of different Army and Marine battalions and shit. So I might be able to recognize them. They could be like an airborne division. If they're coming in for a helicopter, they could be like 82nd or the 101st or something. I mean, I'm not kidding. They could be like, an actual serious fucking force. If that's the case, and because National Guard, like most people who join the military for like college shit and stuff like that, usually try the National Guard first, or other things, too. But usually they try to go for that, mostly. But if you're like, sending in like an actual infantry battalion or like an airborne infantry or something, like if you're sending in like those motherfuckers, like, some of those dudes are probably legit hardened vets. Like some of them have probably seen tours in Afghanistan and fucking Iraq and Syria. Like, I mean, that's going to be a little extra. National Guard service members normally, don't get sent out overseas, but they can and have. National Guard can be sent out, to like what places overseas, usually to like, military bases in like Europe and stuff, or like in Okinawa or something, but they can be sent out to places like Afghanistan and shit like that too. Well, I guess not Afghanistan anymore, but Trump wants to, interestingly enough, go back in there. He wants to reinvade Afghanistan. I don't know if anyone knew about that. Just thought I'd throw that out there since I just kind of mentioned it. So. But, a little food for thought. He's also bailing out Argentina while fucking the farmers over, too, and pretty much everywhere and everyone else in this goddamn country. Yeah, let's bail out our taxpayer dollars to fucking Argentina with that crazy anarcho-libertarian capitalist psychopath Milei. Javier Milei. Yeah, that guy. And most of the media don't even want to talk about that. Like, no one is talking about that. You want to know how I found out about that? Vosh. I literally was watching his live stream and he mentioned it. And he was like, yeah, no one's talking about this. Look, there's like barely any articles. There's like no videos, blah, blah, blah. And I was literally like, I decided to myself, I'm like, let me look this up. And yeah, there's fucking nothing. There's like a few headlines. There's like maybe one or two. And if you really specifically try to look further, based off of that, there's like nothing out there. None of the mainstream headlines are talking about it. Like, it's like, what? This is how insane this is. Nobody even has time to talk about those scandals. How in the hell are we supposed to last over 3 more years? Let's just hope that Trump don't survive the rest of this one because of his own fucking health. TLDR covered Argentina, AP covered Afghanistan. Yeah, like, I don't know, man. Like, I think a lot of it is because they're trying to obfuscate from various different shit. And then the more scandals they create, the more people want to focus on it, especially the Epstein file being the biggest of them all. So the more, he wants to distract not only from that, but from then this other shit, he's now making more. It's literally like a reciprocal, like, domino effect of scandals in order to hide from the last ones. Instead of just owning up and trying to hide that shit just as it is, he's just creating more to just, like, literally flood the waves, of, like, shit. Because I literally went from, like, 3 different fucking, like, honestly, let's think about it. Let's think about it right now. How many, like, crazy Trump shit did we talk about this entire stream so far? We talked about the Argentina shit just now, the Epstein file stuff, the, reinvading Afghanistan, the Portland occupation shit, the constant fucking, Israel simping, the fucking, going from being like kind of pro-Putin to now like, Ukraine's going to take all the territory back or funding them more. Like, I mean, that's just 6 right there. Just 6. And that's from like the past fucking month with most of that shit. It's all distraction from Israel. That's yeah, a part of it. But it's only in the United States where that's a distraction. Most of the world recognizes that shit. I'm sure you know about what the Colombian president had to say about that. I've been saying it. And now we got a world leader out there saying the same fucking shit that I've been saying about. A fucking military regime change and an armed force to go against Israel. I've been saying this shit for a while now. And now we got a world leader saying the same fucking thing. So, hey, at least I don't sound too fucking crazy about it. And he went fucking hard on the UN stage. to the point that his visa, I think, while he was making that speech, was revoked. And then eventually he was just straight out banned from ever entering the U.S. again after he joined protests in New York. After the UN Council meetings and shit, to join the pro-Palestinian protesters that happened to be outside. And he did that before he left. Then at that point it was, our government was like, you're banned from coming back here. Fuck you. To a world leader, a politician, by the way, not just some random citizen of Colombia or some delegate. This is the fucking world leader of that country. And we're like, you're not allowed here ever again. What does that say about the rest of Colombia? What does it say about the rest of those people? And how we think about them? I mean, because they have the audacity to say what's right. To advocate for some proper justice, because that fucking country ain't going to know anything but the barrel of a gun when it comes to understanding some justice. Like, I mean, I don't know if, like, because I don't know if Rip still, disagrees, but it's like, I'm saying, dude, there needs to be a military armed force against Israel to stop this shit. Sanctions ain't going to cut it. Embargoes won't cut it. Yeah, the U.S. hasn't really tried much. There have been other countries doing it. But, like, even if, like, enough of, influential world powers do it, Israel still ain't going to stop. They're too deep in it anyway. And they're so, like, locked in and think, like, half the world is Hamas because they, have the audacity to fucking call them out. They just don't care. They're so lost in their fucking savagery and bloodlust that the only way to stop them is legitimately with, like, the barrel of a gun to be like, oh, no, the fuck you don't. And not just with, like, bottle rockets and rusty AKs and shit, but modern military equipment from an armed, modernized force with actual modernized regiments and battalions. Not just some ragtag gang of guerrilla warfare fucking Kazam fighters or some shit. There was an incursion at PDX today. Oh, at KPDX? Oh, at the airport? I don't know what an AC-130 is. I know. It's a transport ship. It's a troop/transport carrier aircraft. It's a 4-engined turbo prop. Sturdy, beautiful fucking plane. Love that aircraft. Fucking, honestly, a bad bitch of a plane. Very small, it's like an older troop/transport military aircraft, but, it's still used, and it's a really decent bird. But yeah, so someone hopped a fence and attempted to board it. So some crazy motherfucker legit tried to board one of those things. What were they trying to achieve? Just to get in it? What, to take a few things from? What were they trying to do? Sabotage the plane or something? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm going to hear about it from Aaron Rines probably later tonight or by tomorrow. He's my favorite aviation news guy, so like eventually I'm going to hear about it. That's literally all the information that was released. Well, Aaron Rines, my little aviation guy. You know what? How about this? Wait, where's the switch? Oh, did Logan take the switch upstairs? It's not there. Fuck. He did, didn't he? No! Well, god damn it. I'll just have to do it from here, I guess. Oh, yeah, I forgot. This is the slow one. Oh, fuck me. Okay, well. Just need to find YouTube on here. It should be on here, yes? Yep. Because if you got some info, I guarantee you this guy has probably uploaded a video about it. Because he gets this shit even before, like, all the news and shit do. Oh my god, this thing's so fucking slow. Aaron Rines. Come on. Shorts. Oh, nope, not yet. Actually, the most recent one is the one I've watched. So, yeah. Nothing yet. I guarantee you by tomorrow there's going to be something, though. To be fair, though, this guy I think lives in Houston or something. Or like Dallas or some shit. He's a Texan boy. I know that much. But funny enough, honestly, the reason why I know a lot about like, oh, I could like literally watch Putin fly right now or shit like that is literally because of that guy. I get like notified of his like uploads within like usually about like 30 minutes to an hour of him releasing them. And usually the info that he's given, at least some shorts, depending on, you know, what they are, especially if you're like tracking like, you know, the, you know, vice president, you know, flight to like Phoenix or whatever, the Charlie Kirk shit, stuff like that. I did track some of that because he will upload it like literally within like 15, 30 minutes and that flight would still be going on. I'm like, oh shit, there it is. I'm tracking it right now. It's kind of interesting. Especially when it came to like, you know, watching like Putin leave Alaska too, when that was going on. That was kind of cool. But also, you know, I don't know if anyone knew this, but yeah, I could turn this down a little bit. Minimum volume. Well, not like all the way down, but someone apparently shined a laser at Trump on Marine One, which if anyone doesn't know what Marine One is, it's like one of the there's like Air Force One and then there's Marine One. And the Marine One is the helicopter transports for the president, and then Air Force One is the, you know, aircraft like the planes. So, and then you have Air Force Two, then you have Marine Two, Marine Three, then Air Force Two, and I don't think there's an Air Force Three or whatever, at least as far as I know. But yeah, this happened. Let me turn this up.
President Trump on board, potentially in an effort to blind its pilots. The 33-year-old Jacob Winkler was arrested on Saturday, September 20th, near the White House in Washington, D.C. The reported story goes like this. A U.S. Secret Service officer saw Winkler walking shirtless and talking to himself. When he approached the man with a flashlight,
definitely mentally stable man.
He flashed the laser at the officer's face, and then as Marine One passed overhead on its flight to Mount Vernon, he allegedly directed the beam at the aircraft, which is, of course, illegal. Winkler is now facing federal charges, as I mentioned earlier, which are punishable by up to 5 years in prison. A man is facing...
So, yeah, that happened. Which, honestly, that just sounds like a very mentally unstable person and probably just kind of a nut. I don't think there was any weird motivation around that besides just like, I'm a crazy guy for laser. Like, honestly. I mean, if you think about it, that's pretty much what it sounds like. Just some random, like, belligerent, like, homeless dude, probably shirtless with a random little laser pointer. Imagine if that actually worked somehow. Honestly, bro, if it, like, did and it somehow, like, fucked the pilots up to where Marine One, like, crashed into the side of a building or something, oh my god. Literally just on the virtue of some, like, schizophrenic homeless man. Dude... that would be fucking wild. Do you know the conspiracy theories around this shit? How much, dude? Do you know how wild the theories and everything would be and shit? You know what I mean? Like, it would be fucking nuts, bro. Like, I mean, even I would almost find it hard to believe, you know, in a way. Though, I mean, you know, it's believable. Homeless people could be fucking crazy, you know. Not just homeless people, though, but, you know, like, at least in that case, yeah. Oh, shit, what's this? One of my coworkers just sent me up. You know what, here, let me, oh, well, they just sent my, you know. Ah, fuck me. Well, I found out about work, and I'm not happy about it, like, at all whatsoever. And why is the chat not popping up? Are we fucking kidding me right now? What's my fucking shit out there? Alright, there it goes. Press F in the chat. No. Yeah, like, yeah, I actually had to work tomorrow. Yeah, and it's in the fucking morning, so I have to get up at like fucking 8 to open it up. Oh my fucking god. I was not wanting to do that. Like, the worst case scenario literally just hit me in the face. I said, like, yeah, I could, but I had plans to meet up with my folks for lunch at 2. But I could probably honestly work a plan to hang out with them after the lunch, that they're gonna have. And, like, it's not the end of the world, but I'm gonna really try to fucking figure out if I got a mid or if maybe the closing person can come in early. I don't know, man, but I'm just like, fuck. I didn't expect this because I thought it'd be covered, but I guess not right now. So fuck me. I'm half tempted to call up my boss right now. Like, I'll nickname him T, but like, I kind of want to call him right now and be like, and kind of, maybe explain the situation and be like, I mean, you don't have to have him, but do you think, because I at least know one person who probably could do it, that can cover, so I don't know, man. I'm just like, I kind of just, for one, want to sleep in at least a little bit. And then, obviously meet my folks at lunch or 2 and stuff, like, so, I mean, if I could kind of help it, I mean, I'd rather do that, and then I just work Wednesday, and then I just don't get a day off until next Saturday or something. I don't fucking know. I mean, I'll just kind of say whatever, I'll take whatever I, at this point, at the moment. Like, I mean, but I don't know. I gotta figure something out on that one, because that's kind of like that just literally just put me in a mood. Only one person Saturday night, but I'm not there. Damn. Wow, that is just wow. And the thing is, like, I gotta open by myself and all that shit. Luckily, I know the passcode to unlock, stop the alarms and shit. I just have to use my keys to jiggle the fucking, like, master locks, open and stuff and all that shit. But, like, luckily, all that ain't big deal. I just have to at least do the till count and let them know, like, oh, fuck. Is it, like, what's in the box that they want to know, or what's in the till? I don't even remember. 1 to 2. And then, oh, it's the box. They want to know what's in the box. Okay. And then, I'm just kind of like, man, why do I have to do this tomorrow? I was not wanting to do this. It's fucking shitty, dude. Oh my god, okay. There we go. Jesus Christ. No. Here we go. Dude, he literally hit me back up being like, hey, so-and-so's got you. Actually, you're all good. And I was kind of like, I literally just like, that's why I went like, really, for a second, I just had to step away for a minute to respond to that because I literally before that I just facepalmed like, are we fucking kidding? I mean, I suppose he's just doing it for insurance sake if like somebody can't do it, but then I can at least I see what he's doing with it, but it's just like, man, now I have my whole plans got thwarted, and now they're not really thwarted. So now, like, oh, I just forgot to hit my aunt up and let her know. Never. Okay, there we go. All right. I swear to God, that's gonna be the last time I'm doing that for a while. All right, I swear to God. I promise you, because Jesus Christ, man, my work is still kind of a little like. Because I mean, hey, when business needs to be addressed, hey, I gotta address it. You know what I mean? Like that. My job is kind of on the line on that one. But now I still don't really completely know if I have, excuse me, the day off or not. So honestly, I'm thinking, fuck it, I'll just probably show up anyway. After like maybe to help close a little bit, and or something. Whoever happens to be there, or I don't know, like just for taking a little extra hours. I don't know. I might just do something like that. But because, considering the feds, showing up and everything, I'm kind of like, I want to at least check that out and maybe ask some questions to a few of them. Be like, oh, what the fuck is up? I heard National Guard is showing up. You're all not National Guard. Why are you all like active service members here deployed domestically? You know what the Constitution says about like foreign threats, or like threats foreign and domestic. You know that, right? It's like, come on now. Why are you being a foreign, or domestic threat at this point? Like, don't be like that. I can treat like one or nothing because you're the average Joe like me. You got a paycheck, just like I do. But like, I mean, come on now. What the fuck are you doing? Don't be an asshole. Of course, they probably got orders not to fucking say anything anyway, so it's like probably wouldn't amount to anything. But I mean, like, if I can, I might try to stream it. But if they're like holding firearms and guns and shit, and stuff like that, and they're active to see, like, I'm not going to do that because I don't want to like trigger YouTube's fucking AI algorithm thinking I'm like whatever, like. So I might just record it, and then I can upload it later. Mostly just because I don't want to fuck around with YouTube's algorithm with their TOS policy. Because, I mean, when it comes to firearm stuff, I know they're going to be carrying them, and I know they're probably going to be loading and stuff, but I haven't, I don't really think they're going to, like, use them or nothing. But it's just like, they're going to have them there, chilling. Jazz, you look at you in the corner. What are you doing over there? Goofy little thing. I'm getting some really intense stares from both of them right now. And it's kind of a little ridiculous, not even gonna lie. Jazzy is not really that intense though. It's mostly you. Why do you perk your ears up when I say her name? Are you just that jelly that I like? You are both stretching in unison. It's ridiculous. What the fuck? Oh my god! Now they're both active right now. Jazzy up. Hey, Jazzy. Oh shit! Come on, get it. Come on. You're supposed to. Where's that huntress in you? Where is it in you? Oh, you are so pathetic. Okay, Jesus Christ. All right, hold on. We're doing this. There we go. Come on. What's the work deal? I'm not actually working tomorrow like I initially thought I was because like TLDR version is like, I got hit up being like, hey, can you actually open? You know, I can't cover the shift. Now it's like, yeah, I can. I initially made some plans, you know, for 2, you know, but I can make something work afterwards. And then shortly after that, he was like, oh, actually, you know, it's all good. Someone else has it covered. So basically, he was initially supposed to cover my morning shift. And then, you know, like, can you play this? Like, and then, now he's trying to find someone to cover him, covering me. And he did. And then, but now I still don't know if I'm actually, like, completely working tomorrow or not. Because, I mean, the idea, I was supposed to cover, you know, the closing shift today. But then that was cleared and all right because someone else was covering it. So my day off is still there. But he's still covering my morning shift. But now someone else is doing that. So it's like, do I have 3 days off? And they're just kind of weirdly split? Or am I covering one of my other days off kind of thing? You know, it's kind of a little weird about it, honestly. Man, you all are kind of pathetic about this. You all fucking lame right now. Where's the fight? There it is, Jazzy. That's what I'm looking for. Up here, Jazzy. Come on, up here. Up here, Jazzy. Come on, Jazzy. Come on, get it. Do the kill shit. Do your kill shit. Oh. Oh my god. She just chomped on my arm. Tried to chomp on this, and it barely hurt at all. She was like a Zukov about it. Damn, Vito. Jesus, Vito. Oh. Oh. Come on, Vito. Show me that fucking tug. God damn, Jazzy. Well, let's do this. There we go. Come on, Vito. Show me tug. Come on, you're stronger than that. Oh, you're giving me some fucking strength now. There we go. Yeah, give me some strength. Show me that tug. Oh. He's giving me a workout a little bit now. Jazzy is too. She's not making it easy. Damn, Jazzy. Goofs. Goofballs. Oop. Inara's facing the wrath of Jabba the Hutt. No, for real, dude. I kind of am a little bit. Wait, what's my charge on this? Do I need this plug in a little more? 72%. We're good enough. I was originally going to cancel Seattle, but I think I'm going to go to the protest. Or I'm going since protest Sunday. Maybe still do the bonfire Tuesday if people are down. I get off at 7 on Tuesday for sure. So I don't know when y'all are looking to do it, but I can meet y'all, wherever y'all are doing it. Because I'll probably just, come back over here. Logan will be off. You'll probably be here, so. And if not, then I'll just like, Hey, Chassie, don't eat the rope. Did you just swallow the piece? Bad girl. Get up, Jazzy. Get over here, right? Jazzy. You bad girl, Jazzy up. You trying to eat the rope. No, we don't need gut problems. No gut problems. We don't need gut problems. No. We'll be doing closer to 10, so plenty of time. All right. Well, if anything, I'll probably just, like pregame a little bit and just meet you guys over there. I don't know what Logan will be doing, but chances are I might be with him, but I might just maybe go over that way on my own or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I know Sunday at least, like, depending on the situation, I might, I might be able to go down to Portland for sure, to check out the protest. But I mean, I might not be there for the protest, but I'm sure you probably will. So if you know where the National Guard, or I guess the fucking military, if you know where they happen to be at in Portland, let me know, because if I can, I might stream it, but if not, I'll just record it. That depends if they're like actively got like firearms on them or not. But if not, I might stream it. But if so, I might record it so it's not such a big deal. Because like I know with streaming, YouTube's got some really stringent TOS shit about firearms and stuff like that. Like I ain't trying to risk it. I know certain things like protesting and shit can be kind of exempt and stuff, but I don't think they'll even be here on Sunday. They are too incompetent. They'll be at ICE. Well, yeah, they'll be at ICE for sure. And if they are, maybe I'll just swing by, even if the protest is done, and and I'll just be like, hey, can I ask questions to you guys? Or if not, can you point me to someone who can? You got to hire, like, do you have a CO? Got a lieutenant, staff sergeant? You got someone I could talk to? As a concerned citizen of this fucking fine city, wondering why y'all are fucking here? They might be at the federal courthouse. Dude, they're going to be in different places. I guarantee you they're going to be at the Fed courthouse, on the Pioneer Square probably, the ICE facility. Dude, like, if they're trying to, like, go throughout multiple places in Portland, they're going to be in multiple places in Portland. If this has been the case in in different cities already, it's going to be in Portland. They're not just going to be at ICE. They're going to be other places throughout the city. Fuck, to be honest, man, like, I bet if I just went to downtown Portland and walked around enough, I'll find them. I find a little detachment, be like, do you got like a lieutenant or a CO or like some sort of a commanding officer of a type here? Is there like some sort of a level of chain command? And if not, can you at least bring one over here as a concerned citizen asking some fucking questions or what, with the chuddy ones? The ICE protest group doesn't like the streamers due to past issues with the chuddy ones. Well, I mean, that's fair. I mean, if anything, honestly, I would like, maybe like. I know you've been to him in the past. Do you know if there's like any like higher up or whatever that I could probably like go to maybe and like ask? Because I'm sure if I ask permission, be like, hey, I'm a supporter of the protest movement here, and I want to at least, show some documentation as a stream, because I like to do streams and stuff, and mostly just on my own, doing my own thing like I do here. But if I can, I like to help to at least, show off some of the bullshit that's going on, like as I did it back in 2020, I don't mind doing it again, and so I'm sure if I like, got to some people who are like some higher ups, or like broader leadership there and just let them know and just gave them a quick little rundown of like some stuff, for my usual streams and stuff like that, showing that like I just do my own thing. Here's my general broader politics, blah blah blah. Here's me in Chicago at the Haymarket Fair with the IWW flag, some random shit like that. Towards the feds, they don't care. Well, that's the principle, isn't it? Because I'm there to show off the feds in the building. If I'm gonna if anything, if I'm showing it to protesters, I'm gonna be like asking them like, hey, is it cool if you want to talk a little bit about why you're here or how you feel about things, because I've talked to different people and I'm like, hey, is it okay if like I do a self cam so we're pointed to each other a little bit and if that's cool with you, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And I respect their opinion and their position if they're like, nah, please don't. I'm like, fair enough. I'll just keep it pointed over here and do my thing. But if they're, because if they want to go by a synonym and they got some other thing, whatever, then that's totally cool. Because if you wear your weed cap, you're gonna be more likely to chill. Yeah. If I was wearing my punk hat and then had my East German military jacket with that red banner patch on the side, if I had stuff that definitely kind of showed off that, yeah, I'm with you guys a little bit, they would recognize that I'm pretty chill. And they might just be like, maybe a worst case scenario and be like, hey, just point that way a little more. But if nothing's going on, then I don't really think they're going to care too much. It's more about if things get a little extra. And obviously they know that there's a likelihood of feds and other people, and if, so there's a major code of conduct when it comes to this entirely. And at the end of the day, the general rule is just don't point at protesters. And I love how the right wants to be like, well, if they're not doing anything wrong, why don't you point at them and this and that? You're always showing the feds and this and that. It's like, because there's a reason for it, dipshit. Especially when there's agitators or maybe a few other radicals that might be doing a little bad trouble or good trouble, things like that. Please have good escape plans, not being worth disappeared over. Well, if I'm going to visit the ICE facility area, I already got a good one. There's a max line right next to that place. And honestly, a lot of nooks and crannies and alleyways. Dude, this is my city. This is my town. You think these fucking outsider ICE motherfuckers or these fucking, soldiers and shit, they're part of some fucking infantry battalion. Do they know this place like I do? No, they don't. I know all the little nooks and crannies, especially around that area, because I've protested around there plenty of times. I know it. I've already been arrested once, so I don't care. And same here, man. And Tyler's been arrested twice. Once with me and once with you, dude. So that guy, if anyone don't give a fuck, if, out of all of us, it should be him. He's had it happen twice. It's easy, Kettle. They got Tyler and I on the way to the Max station last time. But do you know some of the little sideways like I do? Because every now and then I've taken those, even if it's a little longer to get to the Max. Just because I know if I took the major routes, you get backed. I've already almost had to happen once back in 2020 when the feds were here. You don't think I'm gonna worry about that this time? It's a much better location because it's really hard to Kettle, but the protest is at ICE. I know it is. And I probably won't be there for that. I'll probably be there afterwards, just being a random person, just being like, hey, I got questions. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, I tried to escape the river, but got stuck at the fence. Where you're not able to hop it? I know what fence. I think I know what fence you're talking about. If it is the one I'm thinking of around that area, if it's the right area, because there ain't no barbed wire on it for sure. If it's the fencing area that I'm thinking of. So, I mean, even if you got your bike, shit out of luck or taken or whatever, at least, you probably could have still escaped, you know what I mean? But, like, I it was too tall. Damn. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, for me, I still would probably fucking jumped or tried it anyway because, like, when you got enough adrenaline trying to run from those motherfuckers, like, I mean, you're not going to care about, like, sores, pains, or getting pricked on by, like, a fucking little piece of the fence or whatever. Like, at least for me, like, I won't care. Like, if I get a shirt ripped or something, at a certain point, like, I ain't going to give a fuck. My bodily health comes later. Not being caught by them is first. And I've already had that happen once almost back in 2020 when you and I split once, Whip. Like, and this was like an unmarked shit. At least I can easily know when National Guard, or at least in this case, these motherfuckers, like, they're easily fucking identifiable. At least in this case. I guess that's the only silver lining between it all. What are you doing? My plan is jump in the river and swim to Post Beach, but I got stuck. I would have been tackled. Well, fuck. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, because they were probably like, they were too close to you, weren't they? Like, they were pretty much just like right on you. Like, I guess, yeah. I mean, when they're just like right on you, then, what are you going to do, I mean, that's kind of what happened with me, but like when I got arrested, but like, cause Tyler tried to run and it was too late for him too. Like, I mean, I was like, I know I'm not even gonna try to run. I'm just gonna keep walking back, from the parking lot to the sidewalk and try to get on this lawn because I know he's gonna fucking throw me to the ground. I'm just gonna walk back to the lawn if I can, and before I could, he got me on the sidewalk, and I was like, oh god. And I had a nice fat hole in my pants because of it too. Shocker. I expected it and I saw it coming, so I just like went down with him, but I just like, because of the sudden, like, oh fuck, I was like, oh well, there goes my phone and everything. Just please retrieve my property and we'll go from there. Piece of shit. Fame. Man. Honestly, especially why, because I know you were saying it feels, different now, like, and I'm sure a lot of people do. And I feel the same, to be honest. It's because, like, the protest reaction to this is not the same as 2020. Like, it's just not. Like, I mean, so I guess in a weird way, that's kind of good because the least amount of potential violence around this shit, the better. Whether it's them instigating it or not. Like, it's, one of those things where, it's definitely like, a little extra about it. I think the car was nasty, but I washed it off with high-powered detergent, at least because I wasn't bleeding. Oh, so they probably beat the fuck out of someone and then, like, their blood gone on you. Damn. Wow. Yeah, I mean, like, there definitely is going to be a thing about shit now that's going to be different, but I mean, I don't know. For me, I kind of feel like I've been ready for this for a while, if that makes sense. You feel me? Like, because ever since 2020, with my experiences of that shit, and honestly, there are some days where I still think, like, fuck, that shit happened. And now we're at a different level. And I feel like, knowing that I know for a fact that it was going to be different helped kind of prep myself with this type of shit. You know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, I'm not really like that worried if, like, I'm more about like, how far is this going to go? And, like, because right now, it's up to like the people of these different cities, whether it's Portland, Chicago, Memphis, Seattle, et cetera, or the next cities down the line. Like, it's up to these people to not play into the fucking hand of violence. I mean, this is coming from a guy that is okay with knowing that, like, you know, that might have to be kind of a means to an end sometimes given certain circumstances, and I don't want it to be, but you know, if a peaceful revolution is possible, then a violent one is inevitable, you know what I mean? Especially the violence is coming back down over and over and over and getting worse and worse and worse down to the fucking, you know, people who are the most oppressed. I mean, you know, eventually the kettle's going to burst, but it needs to burst in a way that's right, not in a way that is going to make it harder to ultimately burst the kettle, you know, in a way to where we can really ultimately crush this fucking fascistic movement that's going on right now. Because if we do it now, in a sense of, you know, popping off now, it's like we would be in a unironic kind of rhythmic pattern of the Hitlerian Germany, you know, of how things would go. We can't have like a Reichstag moment. Like that certainly cannot be a thing. Because if we let that happen, then the only way they're going to be able to do it is with a psyop, and I feel like they already tried. Like with that ICE shooting, that shit just screams like too suspicious, especially with this coinkydink shit going on right now. That shit is suspicious. Like this, you know, like, I mean, the weird, like, conspiracy around, like, you know, Kirk or fucking even Trump, too, to this day, it's like, no, there ain't, I find it fucking kind of a little silly around that shit, but at least with that one, it's like, no, that one's a fucking op. I guarantee you there's, like, some CIA written all over that shit. Even if maybe the shooter himself necessarily wasn't, as soon as it happened, oh, they were right there ready to go. Make sure to set it up. Because if this person was supposedly against ICE, then why is he indiscriminately shooting out a fucking van and at, like, you know, not any ICE, you know, agents at all? It was only detainees that were injured and one killed. Definitely sounds like an anti-ICE shooting if I ever heard one. Definitely. Like, give me a break. That shit's bullshit. The Gestapo literally wrote anti-ICE with Sharpie on the ammo. You can't make this shit up. And on one bullet. And if you look at the clip, because, like, the bullets are in a, you know, stripper clip, like, they wrote it on, depending on how you load it, on the second round of that clip or the fourth round of that clip. Why not write every, you know, different shit and different stuff on all the bullets? And also, with at least 3 to 4, maybe 5 shots, you know, that he probably took, you know, when doing the shooting, why don't we see the shell casings of those bullets? Did he write anything on that? No, we don't know, because we don't see those shell casings. At least one of them was inflicted on himself. So, I mean, you know, it just reeks of, like, some op, dude. And I guarantee you CIA is a part of it. Because CIA is known for doing shit like this. Anti-ICE isn't even a slogan. It isn't. I mean, abolish ISIS is a slogan. Fuck ISIS is a slogan. And at least with, like, you know, a bullet like that, you could at least fit fuck ICE on it. Or even F ICE or FK ICE. But, oh no. Anti-ICE and one bullet. Like, none of it makes sense, dude. And, I mean, because, like, the idea of, like, writing things on shell casings or bullets or even, like, you know, bombs and things like that, that isn't, like, new. But there's usually creativity, and also, like, usually all the warheads are usually, like, signed with some different shit. Like, it's not just one random warhead on, like, you know, or, like, one bullet, you know, or one artillery shell. It's usually most of them, or if not all of them. It's like, and different people wrote different shit, and it's like, no. It's like this idea that just one singular, like, it's just so bullshit. Because the anti is too short for Antifa. Antifa ICE. For real, dude. He could have wrote like de-icer and like fucking, you know, or like fuck ice and literally all sorts of other shit. It would have made more sense and more plausible, including seeing shell casings too. But nope. And detainees were the only ones that were hurt in the whole situation, so ICE wasn't even fucking affected. So maybe they were in on it too. But ultimately, that shit is definitely a fucking op. And honestly, like, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, shit like this happens. And, you know, especially with maybe another city or, like, maybe, even maybe with Portland. Like, you know, with this idea that, like, you know, you got, like, some random ass motherfucker who just pops off and then makes an excuse for the domino effect of, like, having the insurrection act to be occurred. Because Trump's been trying to do this with every fucking major blue sanctuary city, from New York to LA to Chicago, etc. It's like, so, I mean, you know, he's obviously trying to egg it on. And if, like, naturally it ain't occurring, then why not psyop it in place? Why not, like, you know, make it happen yourself? Fabricate it. Our government is absolutely known for doing that shit. The Gulf of Tonkin, the USS Maine. I mean, it's like, come on now. Our government is known for doing this shit historically over the fucking years. Go. Oh, little bing bing. Look at you. Little Vita boy. He loves having, like, in between his eyes scritched. He loves it so much. He's like, yes, I want more of it. It's like he loves it right above his eyes and then right in between it, like a little T. Aww. Yes, yes, yes. You love this. Yes, you do. Sent to chat. Wait, you sent what to chat? What up? Let me. I think there's a notification for me here. Wow. Really? There isn't. That's shocking. Usually I get no. Oh wait, here. Oh, it's a. Oh, here we go. Oh, your little sign. Feds out of Portland. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Nice. I like it. I see it in my notifications. Wait, what's that little sticker? Is that a hot dog? Is someone throwing a hot dog? Wait, what's that? Wait, what? What is that sticker in the center of it? Yo, Rip, what's the sticker in the center of your little sign? Like, cause it looks like you got a homie throwing a. There's two sides. Oh, there is. Oh shit, that's one side. Oh fuck. Well, it only sent me a picture of one, the Feds out of Portland side with the sticker. One side is a DC sandwich thrower. The other side is a sticker of Trump and Epstein. Oh, so it's a DC sandwich thrower. Okay. All right. Well, here, I'll be right back for a second because I want to check out the other side. So hold on. Give me 1 second. Based. Shows both sides on, man. Well, it was like a notification where I was scrolling through really quick, but I did see the other side. I fucking love it, dude. I love that sign, man. I fucking love it, dude. That's based. Yeah, I'm gonna use the lube really quick because I was also a little based right now because my body's kind of feeling it, but I'll be right back. Vito, why are you following me? Jesse! Shut. Oh. Stop. Oh. Get him, Jazzy. Get him. Get him. Get him, Jazzy. Get him, Jazzy. Goofs. I'm hearing you all fight and wrestle. Oh my god, they're going to town. Howdy. What's up, Affirmation Man? It's been a minute. What's up? What's up? Alright, chill. Chill. Hey. Chill. Jazzy. Chill. Come on. Up. Good girl. Jazzy. Get over here. You crazy bang. Crazy chunk. You crazy aggressive huntress chunk. Big goof. Living in house sitting from my parents. Right on. Don't know, if you've heard some of the updates, but Memphis, Chicago, got a new Jabba and all that stuff. Now Trump's invading my city with the fucking military, so that's awesome. So that's always fun. I actually just realized I'm wearing like a lot of my Chicago like straight up shit. Got my hat and the shirt. Yeah. I like how my friend Logan gets at me for like wearing medium shirts, even though that's like what I mostly wear. Because he's just like, yep, this is a medium shirt now. I don't understand why you wear mediums. I'm just like, bro, that like's the most comfortable fit for me. And it's like, I don't know, if it's fine on me. I mean, yeah, maybe the sleeves are a little short, but I mean, I kind of already knew that about the shirt. Like, whatever, Got a job from Joba, the Hutt himself. It's a sign from the Gouda. It is. Honestly, I have like a weird, like, two-sided thing. Because I was mentioning the other night, I was streaming about like the vice president of the company guy, like, who's a little extra. There's like a part of me that's kind of like, like, kind of fuck him, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, you know what? No. I can't, let that, You know, like I was, there was like a part of me a little bit, you know, off and on, even this morning thinking about it, you know, because I'm just like, dude, like, oh man, like the only thing about my job so far, I'm like, it's like a challenge slash kind of like annoying slash like it's even like kind of pissing me off a little. It's like that guy a little, and a lot of it's just because like of how he just kind of is, you know, like, I mean, and I know a lot of that's just, you know, not really, you know, a lot of it's just more of, you know, I just need to adapt to, you know, for the most part, and it's not even really his fault. But at the same time, it's just kind of like, shit, I need to, like, from other people especially, be like, hey, how do I navigate with this guy without sounding like, you know, I don't know, you know, like a dick, you know what I mean? Like, because I can tell he can be for sure. And I know from other people, it's like if he's actually genuinely mad at you, you would know. And I'm kind of like, I don't know. As a new guy, I don't know if he likes me so much. I mean, you know, like to be frank, you know, so I'm trying to kind of like, I'm trying to just kind of figure it out on that front, especially mostly to get on his good side at best, but at worst, at least be neutral. Because I know for, you know, mostly because, like, you know, like, he's got such the most thickest goddamn fucking accent. Where it's just like, I mean, you'll ask me to do something, and I'm literally kind of like, I literally honestly only understood like 10% of what you just said. So, like, I'm like, you know, I will literally be like, oh, so, all right, I get this much. Move this and that over here. And it'd be like, and he will at least clarify a little bit. And at least from there, I'll be like, okay, now I know enough. And just go from there. And, you know, any correction, just be like, yes, sir. Yep. And just go from there. So, I mean, at least on that front, seems fine. But it's like, every now, because there was like one time where he asked me to grab him like a black bag from like, you know, the store or whatever, where honestly, dead ass, I legit thought he was like, all right, you're good to go, whatever, you know. And I came back in there to go to the bathroom, and I came out, and it's like, oh, you got the bag? And I was like, oh, the bag. It's like, I asked you to grab bag, and it's like, oh, and I literally went, oh, my bad, I honestly misunderstood, my bad, my apologies. And I just like immediately like went over to go grab it, and but as soon as I said it, he literally went like, ah. Like he kind of went like that a little bit. And I was just like, oh my fucking god. I mean, because he just said it so fucking quickly with that accent, though, where I'm like, I heard, like, you know, you're cool back in the store or whatever, but I didn't hear, like, go grabbing a bag or whatever and something. It's like, it's like I said, it's one of those things, you know, where I gotta, you know, adapt to for sure, you know, in the sense of, like, you know, gotta figure him out in a way. I'm still going to maintain that principle though, because I feel like I can get on the dude's good side as long as I like, you know, catch him on a day where it's like, you know, it's not all business, and it's like, hey, what's up, you know, and be like, hey, you know, I actually kind of heard you were a gamer, you know, like, what kind of games do you like? I heard you had a very, you know, favorite game franchise that you enjoyed. You know, and it's just, you know, kind of catch them, you know, on a day where I can maybe slide something like that in. You know what I mean? You know, like I just gotta find the right opportunity. Because, at least for now, I know it's a little difficult to do that. Especially, I need to like maybe find it on a day off or something. Maybe like show up to work on a day off, and he happens to be there, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? You know, and just, you know, it's my day off or whatever. But hey, if you need extra help, I'll clock in for a sec, and you know, whatever. You know, try again. You gotta throw a little something in there. You know, like gotta try to get on the good side a little bit, because you know, like I said, you know, if there's an opportunity, at least, you know, with everything with the work being chill, at least outside of that little thing, I'm just like, as long as I get that, okay, I think everything else should just legit be smooth sailing. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have an assumption that I feel like that guy thinks I'm like incompetent and can't listen or something. Like, to be honest, like, because I mean, like the last time, like when I was like he wanted me to at least lock the back for him, and I was trying to lock the store up, before I went over to do that, because at least they want you to do that when there's nobody in the store or anything like that. And it kind of got at me a little bit about that instead of just going over there to unlock, the back for him, just right off the bat. But it's like now I feel like there's a contradictory thing a little bit where it's like if I need to lock it when there no one's in there until I'm back there, because I don't know. I mean, because he kind of was getting at me. It's like, you throw this and this, that, but and I'm like, bro, I didn't say anything, but I'm kind of like, I'm just kind of frankly doing what I'm told, homie. Like, I'm told to lock it up, and that's what I'm thinking in my head. Like, I'm told to lock it up when I'm not in there and no one's in there, and like this. Just letting you know, because I've gotten chewed out for leaving it unlocked. The few times I've been not in there, and I'm in the office or whatever. So I'm just like, and for asking a question or something, be like, hey, someone's on the phone about like this and that or whatever, and so it's like. I mean, obviously, there's certain things where obviously it's still a learning curve for me, but it's like I'm just trying to figure the learning curve, homie. Like, I mean, it's not even been a month yet, really. It's been like really like an official, like really like second week, really like I guess technically third, but for like an official, like, being like in the system kind of like, shift stuff, it's like my second week, dude. It's like I haven't been here for like a month. I mean, I guess at this point, technically, but that's just because like I had some training stuff before I went to Chicago, and then I had a little bit more afterwards until I was officially on the schedule. So it's like, I mean, like it can't really get at me too hard for not understanding every tiny little protocol, because also I've been taught by multiple different employees of y'all's, and also they tell me different little things, and sometimes they kind of contradict each other a little bit. I'm just kind of like, I'm like, I don't know, like what, So it's like, it's one of those things where, I mean, I don't know if they like expect I should already know that system or not, but if I'm not completely taught it, then they should at least just ensure the chance for it. And luckily, at least for everyone else who's like a higher up, it seems like that is the case, and at least let me know and be like, hey, that's not how we do that. And this is how we do it, and this and that, blah blah. At least everyone else is actually generally very chill about it. Like, I don't know, it's just one dude. I don't know if that's just how he is or not or whatever, but it's just one guy. He's like, sometimes he'll just be there to do some other shit randomly and other stuff. And so sometimes it'll just be a random surprise. It's like, I'll go to bathroom or something. He's like, oh, he's there. Man, I think I can hold it for a while, but now at this point, now I don't know. I'm thinking like, go to the bathroom quick. I'll be right back. And he's there. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I could use this opportunity. I feel like, maybe not in the morning side, but if he shows up in later evening or whatever, where he's like, I don't know, do some counting work or whatever the fuck, maybe I can go to the bathroom and be like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, and then after the bathroom, be like, hey, I heard you're kind of a gamer or whatever, and doing some quick inventory to stock up on a couple things, but I don't know, just figure a side chat. What's your favorite game? Because I heard you were kind of a gamer. Little things like that. Maybe not soon, but I don't know. Given enough time. Jazzy, it's just a fucking song. She perked her head up and you're like, what the fuck is that dog howling for? Goofy girl. The second protest, am I trying to go? Oh, really? Is it on Monday or something? You know what? I just remembered the Bearded Ramblies wanted to me be a guest on the 5th, which is next Sunday. Not this coming Sunday, but the next one. I want to see if I could try to do that too. I think if I'm. I have a weird feeling I may be able to get Sunday covered. What's next Sunday? Bearded Ramblings, and I'm gonna maybe, it's not confirmed right now, but maybe a guest, for that show for the 5th for Bearded Ramblings with Lev. But because if I'm, you know what, in a weird way, if there's enough downtime at work, I can unironically probably like do it while I'm at work. But if I'm closing, if I can maybe be like switch a shift with somebody and close Sunday, I certainly can do it. I'm gonna have to figure out who's like closing on the 5th. I'm gonna ask him, be like, hey, is it cool if I close instead? Because worst case scenario, at least with that show, I might have to leave a smidge early, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. So I'm thinking I'm gonna try to see if I can work that in, because I, as long as I can, like make sure I get to some of the Kiashinola, I can do it. Because I know for sure, like, if they still want me to work on Sunday, I mean, as long as like the morning part's covered, I could do like anything as far as I'm concerned, anything like after 7 or 8. So if like the closing person wants to be relieved after a certain point, fuck it, I'll come in. I just have to swing back over here and make sure, grab a couple of my work stuff, mainly the keys. Things like that. But I could do it. I just wish that, it wasn't my coworker, I had to like kind of figure this out with. I mean, I wish my boss would kind of like, make sure that these things were confirmed. So, I don't know. It's definitely interesting. I guess, I mean, as far as it stands, I mean, despite whatever the shifts are, as long as like they're covered and there's somebody there and whatever, like then it doesn't really matter. But I don't know. There's definitely like a weird laissez-faire thing about the workplace, at least to a certain degree, where I'm kind of like, I'm like, I wish there was a little better communication, but whatever. At least there is communication. At least there is that. So whatever, I'll take that. Oh, the protests on the same day on Sunday? Okay. Well, then I might try to go to that at least. So maybe I might live stream tomorrow, and cover it. Maybe I'll cover that protest instead of the one at ICE. Do you know what time that second protest is? Because if you know what time it is, then I'll check it out. Even if I'm a little late to it, fuck it. Oh, look at that cute little face. Goofy girl. Ugh. 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 She's like, what the fuck? How am I over here now? What's up? You little chunk. Yeah. Yeah. You big old galump. Damn, Beto. What? Yeah, you know what? I'm wrestling you now. That's what you get. Oh, you're being detained. Yeah, I've been detained. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been detained. What's up, homie? Beat potato. Yeah, I've been detained. Oh my goodness. You just love all that scritch. Oh, scritch. Good little tail wag. You big old scritch, big boy. You big old chunk fluff. Wah. He's like, well, I've been stimulated. Oh, shit. Good for boy. Oh, he wants that bone. Get that bone. Get the rope, Jazz. Rope. Or hippo. That works too. Rope. Get the rope. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. All right. Let's see how strong. Come on. Let's see how strong you are, Jazzy. Come on. Damn, you're way stronger than Vito, to be honest. You got tug. You know tug. You just don't got good jaw grip. Oh, until you do that. I gotta hold this down. All right. Come on, Jazzy. Oh. Tug. Oh, come on. Get. Oh. There we go. Oh, come on. They're bad. You little traitor of the union. Oh, yeah, you little globalist. Come on, globalist. Are you a globalist or are you not a globalist? Kill that globalist. Come on. Ah. Come on, kill it, you little globalist dirtbag. There we go. Good Jazzy. That's the little huntress in you. Where are y'all fucking us? You goddamn fucker. Oh. Yeah, kill it, Jazzy. Kill it. Oh. Damn, she actually got it out of my hands. Oh, too late now. Oh, fuck. She almost fucking got my shoulder. Oh, she almost got my shoulder. Damn. You little Tasmanian devil. You're angry. Ah, kill it. Oh. Damn, she's kind of a workout. Oh, fuck. Jesus, fuck. You ain't more of a workout than Vito is. Jesus. You actually fucking tug. Come on, get it. Up. Ah! Ah! Get it in my way. Come on. Come on. Tug. Ah. 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 Make it a chassis funky. Ah. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do better. Yeah, there we go. Do better than that. Do better than that. Kill. Crush it. Kill it. Slaughter it. Slaughter. Murder it. Hunt. Kill. Hunt. 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 Quit chewing and hunt it. Huh? Crush it. Crush it. Jazzy, come on. Wah. Wah. Come on. Play weak. Get it. Come on. Vito, do you need help? Come on. Vito, you're hoarding both of these toys. Vito, get this rope. Come on. Vito. Vito, get off the ball. Get rid of that. Come here. Vito. Oh my God, Jazzy. Now she ran. Oh my God, these fucking mutts. I was going to try to have you help me, but you do not at all because you just want to play with the ball. You want it? You want that back? Come and get it. I'm not going to be as rough about this one. I'm just going to let him tug at it. I'm trying to pretend I'm like, you know, it's like a chunk of a bone that he's like ripped off, and now it's still attached to the animal. He's like, oh God, no! Vito, you're too friendly about this. Chomp on that bitch. Yeah, Jazzy's like, give me this son of a bitch. I'll show you how to chomp with my tiny little mouth. Oh my God. Oh, Jazzy, look at that face. Come on, get it. Get him, Jazzy. Get him. Get it, Jazzy. Come on, Jazzy. Come on, Jazzy. Get it. Get it. Get it, Jazzy. 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 Get it. Get it. Get it. Jazzy, you are so lazy about this. Oh, you actually got it. Beat a potato. Beat her. You're way too gentle about things. Why are you such a gentle boy? No. Why? Why? Wow. You are a crazy, mind control, little friendly pooch of sweetness and love and adorability that no one can even comprehend, that not even Zukov can achieve because he is a crazy boy in a sexual desire way that no one can comprehend because he's a freak. Not like you, though. You are just a friendly boy, innocently. You're pure innocence. You don't even know when, like, there's wrong done in your life. You just don't even know. Because Zukov, he ain't like you. He ain't like you at all. But your friendliness is ridiculous. Go fucking ballistic over here. Jesus, fucking fur all over my. Oh, I don't. How's there like fur all up in my mouth, bruh? It's you. You're the shed ball. Oh, what you think your stretches are gonna fucking make you innocent or something? Why? Why? How? Vito, you just jacked it from her. Vito, you both are thieves. But no, Jazzy deserves it. How dare you? You're nesting on that hippo like it's your egg, like you're a hen. Don't give me that. No. Don't give me that look. Wow. He's giving me the not a fur. I knew what that was. But you quit giving me the look. Now you're giving me that? Wow. After you stole that from her. You're giving me that attitude? You're not a husky, dude. Oh my god. I'm the husky. You're not. Okay? Know your place, sir. Why don't I get quiet, by the way? I even asked Ripcity a question and he didn't even get back to me on that one. Well, they're like, YouTube chat fucking get retarded on for a second on my ass, or is it just quiet? Oh, it's just quiet. What the hell? The fuck? That's why do you think I'm distracted by the pups? Honestly, for half a second, I thought it was the YouTube being weird. But now, everyone's just all lurking. Wondering what's happening. Pondering, scheming. I see what you're all doing. Y'all are trying to steal UFO. Little Jazzy Chunk stole the UFO and the government don't even know. Vito, what's a little bit of that? But it don't get none of that and sold that ball again. Wow, Vito, why you do that again? You are such a bitch. Wow, you hoarded that like your life depended on it. Wow, bro. Don't give me those ears. You gonna take that, Jazzy? You can. I didn't talk to you. Perk your ears back down. This is why we don't trust you with the bone, Vito, because you drop it all the time. At least Jazzy don't do that, because you're a good girl and you deserve the bone. Get that bone. Get the bone. Get his bone. Get him, Vito. Or get him, Jazz. Jazzy, don't get the rope. Get him. Get Vito. Get Vito. Get him, Vito. Get her, Jazzy. Get him, Jazzy. No, don't. No, get the bone. Get him, Jazzy. Get him. Get him. Get him, Jazzy. Get him, Jazzy. He already has his bone. Get the bone. Get him. You derp. Jazzy, you're derping. You just derped. Jazzy, you be derping. You just straight derped. Me. Got caught up in some business. Nah, don't worry about it. I'm being a little facetious when it came to the chat anyway. I'm definitely gonna be excited for tomorrow, at least. Now that I know for sure I'm not working, at least, or as I'm aware for at least the morning part of things, which is good. But yeah, because at least today hanging out with my folks a little bit because I got my family from Texas visiting and was able to hang out with them, and that ended up being really great. It was just kind of a little even when I showed up, a little like kind of a spur of the moment / no one could decide on what they wanted. Like, because when I showed up, no one was really like solidified on what they wanted for food, and I was like, oh god. Here's that old Southern thing where everyone's got their own little idea and they want to go with it, but now it's like no one really truly knows what they want to do because now everyone's got a different idea, and then the people that don't know are just like going with the flow and whatever. It's that Southern thing, because I was mentioning at the other stream being like, like you just kind of go with the flow and whatever happens kind of thing is like a major thing, but also at the same time, there's a massive twist too, where it's also like when there's a group setting mainly where no one can really agree on anything, it takes fucking forever to figure something out. Even with the pizza situation, I was just like, I'll just wait for y'all to decide, and then I'll just choose what I want. And I end up agreeing, just basically doing the same as what someone else had, minus mushrooms or whatever. So I was just like, I eventually, agreed on, just going with the flow myself. Just saying, fuck it, going with the flow. That's another Southern thing, a little bit especially. But like, I mean, because half the time, and this is really part of it, is because you just have to kind of say fuck it and just wait for everyone to decide, and then just go with the flow of what people finally decide on after like an hour of debating. It's like, even despite whatever you personally might want, or like, because I was thinking a little something different, but we got pizza, and I was like, I was feeling something different, but fuck it, whatever, I'm okay with that. Made it work. And then like, also because of like that whole like Southern small talk thing, honestly, like it was kind of weirdly enough, like it was kind of hard for me to like share my recent debacles, especially going to Chicago and stuff, with like some of my folks a little bit, because like I was able to show my grandma. Oh my god, what's funny is while I was showing her some of my pictures of Chicago and things like that, she's like, well, you don't want to go there. It's very dangerous. And I was like, I already went there, and it's like my favorite city at this point in this country. Like, why do you say that? And she's like, well, a lot of crime. And I was like, Mimi. That's her nickname. That's not her. It's not related to anything to her real name, so I'll call her that. But I was like, Mimi, I was there for like 4 nights, like, and I even have like some of these like late night photos when I was walking around the night with a beer with my friend, and at like 3 a.m, and there was nothing going on. I have these cool pictures, just showing some of the cool like alleys and some just cool stuff, just because we were wandering around like in parts of downtown Chicago. Like it was peaceful, actually. It was nice. And I was letting her know, and she was like, well, I'm glad you had a good time, but I heard that, like the city's kind of crazy, but if you did have a good time, I'd like to visit it once and try their food. Because I showed her some of the food. It showed me trying out Chicago dog, and some of the pizza and stuff, and which is funny because I was showing like some of my aunts and some other folks of me, trying out Chicago dog for the first time, which I don't know why I have not uploaded this fucking video as a YouTube short yet. I like every time I show people, I'm like, I'm beating myself in the ass in the back of my mind, like I have not uploaded this as a YouTube short, and it's like been a fucking month now, practically. Like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it's not the only video or YouTube short I have yet to do that with. I'm just like, what is wrong with me? Why have I not done this yet? Because, like, bruh. But I was showing at least a clip of me trying it for the first time, and Mimi literally like shuffled over and like peeked over, and I was like, she was like, "What's that?" And I was like, "A Chicago dog." And I was letting her know what was on it, but she's very hard of hearing, so at least someone was translate a little more to let her know about some stuff that she did miss what I was saying. But she's like, "I tried that, minus the pepper, maybe." Because she can't handle the pepper no more. She can't handle spice as much. But hopefully now, especially with lunch tomorrow, hanging out with the folks, and depending on what happens, with either work or I guess even the protest stuff and other things, then might honestly, spend some time over at their neck of the woods where they're got a hotel, and I know that at least some of them are staying with my brothers over at Tiger and stuff, so I don't know, maybe I'll see if I can hang out with them over there just to maximize my time with them a little bit, just as like a nephew to the aunts, and grandson to the Mimi, and then obviously like the uncle with or not uncle, but brother with my brother, kind of thing. And then my cousin, I'll nickname her. I don't even know what to nickname her, but I mean, I don't even know what to like. I mean, I don't know. I was actually surprised she was visiting along with them all too, because she kind of snuck a little wine from Mama because her aunts or her sisters, and then her mom, and then like one nurse was kind of like, no, she can't. She's on medication, but she was kind of like, oh, a little bit ain't gonna hurt her. And even I was the same way. I'm like, mom has been, in this position where she's, like, it's a little bit ain't gonna kill her. And I was actually having a gnarly toothache not that long ago, and I was having a few beers and then like some shocks with my friends, and had like some ibuprofen, and I'm fine. Like, if it sounds like it's a recurring thing, then it's gonna be especially damaging to your liver than everything else besides. But like, one night being, a little laissez-faire because you got your family around, like, they ain't gonna, whatever. And also with how much my mom had, and they ain't gonna do anything to her. Like, she had, like, the equivalent of, like, this much in, like, a tiny little cup, like, the equivalent of maybe maximum, like, 4 shots worth of wine. Like, I'm not even joking. I had more wine than my mom. And that didn't do anything to me. So, I think she's okay. Everyone was kind of freaking out a little bit about it, but her and I were kind of like, she's gonna be fine, like, it's, I get the concern though, but it's like, if there's anything to be laissez-faire with, at least with her, that's okay. Now, if she was asking for like, donut or some other shit, I'd be like, no, mama, no, 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 no. If it was like some other shit, I'd be like, oh, fuck no. But basically like half a glass of wine for out like a night, eating some pizza and hanging out fam for like the equivalent of like 2 hours the entire time. That ain't shit. Not even a full glass. Come on. It's the Baba. You gotta let her live a little. Well, my Baba at least. Oh, is this person again? Okay. Is that like one of your only words in your lexicon, homie? I mean, like, you just stick around long enough and you'll eventually get your wish. How about that? I don't know what to tell you. Definitely hoping at least, for tomorrow that I can at least, sit beside, like, a few others that I haven't, like, shared too much, my, like, Chicago trip with at least. Because I know my cousin is actually aware of System and Down Avenged Sevenfold a little bit, so I was able to kind of talk a little bit more about the show with her a little bit, but I want to tell her a little bit more extra details about me, what my friend are doing. And I honestly feel like that her and I can talk about some of the extra things, you know what I mean? Like, because if she's like kind of like literally unironically seeking white from my mama, like, then, I think I can be pretty open about things with her. Even if I'm like sitting in between her and one of my aunts, at least one of them, I could be like, a little laissez-faire here. I'll let you know, whatever. Like, I'll spill some beans. And I don't even let her know. It's like, hey, honestly, if it does spread around a little bit, I mean, knowing where I work at and everything else and all that, like, you think it's kind of applied now, right? With the fam, like, they kind of know, right? Like, it's Oregon. I'm working at a smoke shop. I kind of want to see if I could get a little leeway in the sense of, like, they kind of know, but they're not like, you know what I mean? Like, so, I mean, because I have a feeling. Because honestly, I didn't even mention anything about where I worked at. Like, they mentioned, it's like, so you work at a smoke shop? And I was like, oh, fuck. I was wearing the hoodie, of the place I work at, too. And I was like, well, yeah, this is a spot. Yep. And, yeah, I mean, I'm sure you probably aren't like the biggest approval, but hey, job's job, money's money, and I make some tips too every now and then, and they're like, well, that's great, like they really disapprove like I thought it would, think they would. They didn't at least question it or nothing, so I'm like, you know what, fuck it, hey, if they approve, I don't care. They even heard that like I pretty much got like hired like right then and there essentially, and I was like, yeah, pretty much. That's kind of how it worked. So, I mean, despite like their weird like kind of conservative bent, I do love how like they can be supportive like that because I do have like some assumptions every now and then, about how they might like feel about certain things here and there, but like when it comes to the brass tacks of like, hey, am I, making a little money? Is things good with me? This and that. Am I enjoying in a good spot? Like, I mean, ultimately they are just worried about that. And, I don't really think they care too much. And I'm really happy about that, to be fucking frank. But also like, it's kind of relieving in a weird way. Cause I mean, they're not judgmental at the fact that I do work at like a smoke shop, basically. Change that. But because I kind of thought they would have, to be honest. But it wasn't even put into question. I just mentioned about like what I sell and all this, and they're like, all right, yeah. I mean, it's a tobacco vape shop, this and that. I expect that. They didn't really care. If anything, I even mentioned like at least a little bit, on a general level, like a lot of it's just mostly disposable vape stuff, and it's just because like a lot of people are trying to get off of like smoking cigarettes, and they just come into our shop for that. And we got like a lot of flavors and all sorts of different things. And honestly, my only critique is the fact that we don't have like non-nicotine versions of like juices and disposables and stuff. I was even telling my cousin that too a little bit, being like, it's kind of shitty because like I didn't say it like that, but I was kind of like, yeah, it's a little lame because there are people that might still have like the vape habit but want to wean off of that, but like they're not really feeding for the nicotine anymore. Like, but they still have like some other habitual things where they can at least wean off of that with other habits, but or at least you know, if they can't really kick the vape habit, at least they kick the nicotine habit by just like habitually just hitting the vape, you know, instead. You know what I mean? And frankly, I don't know people do that where eventually they'll wean off of it because they aren't feeling that nicotine fiend and they're not getting it from the vape anymore and they just don't do it anymore. Like, because that's kind of the whole point of that type of shit as well. I use the same vape for years until it breaks. I know. I hate disposables as well. And I will say there, you know, I don't know if you ever have been to smoke shops and places like that where you know you have seen like brands like Foggers or other brands where they have like the battery, you know, that is still usable and you can keep that, but then they sell the pods, you know, and that's disposable. I will admit that's kind of like a little in between kind of thing, you know, where it's like, hey, you know, I can at least grant that, and that's way more just less environmentally destructive because every time you dispose of a vape, that's the battery and everything included. But at least if you know you can keep the battery, but now the pod is being disposed of. Now at that point, we just need some program or some sort of a system where we can recycle those pods and then just refill them or some other shit where you just have to take them to some other shit, you know. But at that point, why not just have the mod where you could just refill it with the juices or the Nick salt and all such shit? Like, I mean, at that point, just go to that, you know? Because at that point, the only thing you're disposing is the coils when they, you know, aren't, you know, usable anymore, and then refilling the juice. I mean, it's a better investment. I mean, more to learn. I mean, when it comes to figuring that out, especially on the retail side, but whatever. I much prefer that shit. I even tell people, like, you know, hey, if you aren't really as comfortable about the disposable, like you're just tossing shit, either go to like some of the semi-disposables, like the Foggers or some of the other ones that are available, you know, or I think there's like another brand called like Standoff or some shit like that, where they have like a kit slash like, you know, pods or whatever. Like there's a few other brands that do the same thing. It's like you can get semi-disposables or just go for the mods, and you got plenty of different juices. They're not going to be the same ones as the disposables, you know, but some of them are, at least, you know, equivocal. I mean, you know, it's like at least, yeah. But if people don't got that shit, or they're just like, yeah, eventually, but I just need another disposable, I guess, blah, 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 then hey, you know, at the end of the day, I'm just selling what people want. You know, hey, you know, like whatever my ethics are, or you know, however they feel about it aside, you know, I'm just selling what people want. Bought a bottle of Nick like 10 years ago, and it's not even halfway through it. Really? So you don't really go for it that much then, unless you have like different like pods or like, you know, different bottles of Nick or something. But I'm assuming if it's the only one, then you must not like, you know, go for it that much. Use it every day. It's strong too. So they have 100 milligram per milliliter juice. I dilute it with PG and VG. Oh. Okay, because, yeah, you get some strong Nick, but... Oh, it's probably Marcus. God damn. Shut up. Hey, shush. Hold on. Hold on. Shush. Hey. Shush. Up. Hey. Hey. Nine. Up. No. Up. Shush. Shush. Now. Jazzy, up. No. No. Jazzy. Oh, yeah. Hey. Quit fighting. No. No. Oh, my God, you twerp. Oh, you son of a bitch. That's probably charged enough anyway. But God, you... Are you done? You're fine. Just go barking. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean, at least like, I know a lot of people do that because I've had like, some people, come in being like, yeah, I'd kind of dilute this Nick with like some other juices and this and that, but it's like hard to come by these days and blah, blah, blah. Like, because like at least for non-nicotine juice, especially, at least at our shop, we don't have any of it. And we've had a few people ask for it too. And even I'm like, yeah, I kind of wish there were because I've been yeah, I guess so. Well, yeah, well, unflavored Nick. But, I mean, you can still get the juices and shit, at least here in this state. Me, not personally, but, you can get them at the shops. But, yeah, at least, like, when it comes to, like, non-nicotine, like, juices shit, like, for me, at least, like, if those were more, like, accessible, I'm not gonna lie, I would get a mod just to mostly tinker around with it and just like have hands-on learning of just messing around with them and trying different coils and stuff like that. Just so I have more knowledge. So when someone comes in asking about like, hey, I need this coil, this and that, at least I have more knowledge, even if it's not like what I got. Now I know what they're looking for because of what I need, and I can narrow that down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like I've thought about that, but it's like I don't want to get like Nick juice. If I'm gonna use it, I'm just gonna want regular juice and then just like use that up, put a little bit in there just so I can use the coil up a little bit and then switch around for like another coil or something. So then I could be like, oh, this coil does this one does that. So when it comes to like ohms and all that other shit, I mean, obviously I could just look it up, but it'd just be nice to like actually have like some hands-on experience. And then also with juice flavors, because people will be like, well, what do you prefer? What's your thing? And I'm like, to be frank, I don't fucking know. And half the time I let people know that like, well, from what other people have said, depending on if you like, fruity or this and that or whatever, like they prefer this and that. But if you don't and you prefer this, I know people prefer that. Or I just talk out of my ass and say, well, I prefer this, and this is just kind of my opinion, blah, blah, blah. Like, I mean, because, like, honestly, I mean, when it comes to, like, flavors, I mean, there's such a fucking variety. I don't goddamn know. I just know that some might be a little similar to others, but I mean, I'm not a vape bro, I'm not a vape niche guy. But I mean, just on the virtue of at least like, learning a little more about it, especially with like things like juices and shit. I mean, the only thing there's like a couple things that are really kind of making me like, nah, fuck that. And one, my main, just finances, just as it stands for now. But also, non-Nick juice is like impossible to find. And I'm only wanting to use it just so I can learn a little more about that type of stuff. So it's, better for me, for knowledge, so I can, sell easier and better to other people. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not even really for my own interest, basically. It's just more about like, learning more about it, which who knows how long I'll stick around for this type of job. I mean, I'll stick around it for now, like at least as far as it stands, it's definitely a long haul, but depending on how things are in the next couple months, maybe I might need a secondary job or something. I might need some other things, and this might not be a long-term thing. Like, so they don't sell zero Nick juice at your place. Apparently, like it's very rare when it comes in, but yeah, pretty much no. The last time we had at least like a disposable that was non-Nick was basically like a month ago. It's not really important. You're Are you going to get fired for not being an expert on coils or not being a vapor yourself? I mean, no. I mean, it's more like, I mean, I think it came in, probably in the middle of the broader, convo, but it's more about like, just figuring more of the things out. Like, because if because ultimately I'm not going to do it. I'm just saying if it would be more worth the while, if, certain things would be more, I guess, readily available. But it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, it still wouldn't really be worth it. I mean, I've tried it a few times anyway, since I've been there because of the little sample thing. And it's just like, it's not my thing anyway. But hey, I mean, I want to at least learn what I can, but like if I can avoid, like certain things, but learn from others, then I'm doing that. Because I get a lot of people asking, like, what's your favorite flavor, when it comes to like vapes. And I'm like, I'm just going to talk out of my ass and just say what other people say. Well, other people say, well, I don't say that, but in my mind, I'm like, other people love these flavors. And usually a lot of people want fruity stuff when they come in here. So it's like, I was mentioning, it's like, I don't know if you're a fruity person, but I know I am. And a lot of people come in here for fruity flavors. And these are, my favorite, and I just point out random ones, of different brands too. And, at least, the generic ones that most people go for. And then, like, they'll be like, well, is there something more cheaper? I'm like, well, there's these ones, but I don't know what there are. And I mean, I'm assuming they're probably equivocal, but at least they're more affordable. And here's like a new brand that I don't know nothing about. It's like, I'll like say that I'll be honest to a degree, but like, I mean, I'll just talk out of my ass, honestly, half the time, or just be, or the other half the time be like, well, I don't know about the minty ones or the ices or whatever, so I don't know if that means just straight up menthol or mint or this and that, but like, cause I mean, at the end of the day, it don't really fucking matter if you know every goddamn flavor or if you're like, disposable vape niche bro and this and that. You just gotta know enough, and you can gauge it from there. And if anything, I'm just trying to like, put down like whatever cards I can to maximize my knowledge. So then, for as long as I have the job, because obviously it's not permanent, but as long as I have the job, then as long as it's easier on myself, then the better. And honestly, I remember like one of my friends at my house like giving me a vape, or at least if not, they forgot it. And I know people have brought in that, like to my shop before. So if I could find it in my house, maybe I can, snag that and be, maybe bring it to work and then use that as a way to tinker around with, like some shit. Be like, all right, this coil goes to this, at least for this particular vape I got. And now I just learn a little more. So if I remember, because like I know one of my old roommates, Drew, who comes in on the streams not often, but he pops in a few times. But he used to vape a lot, So you know what? I could probably just hit him up, be like, hey, a little bit. Oh my god, I just realized that I still have his number, or at least I'm pretty sure I do. He still has mine. Fuck, I should probably just hit him up about some of this stuff because I know he's a vape bro. He's got a couple like vapes and mods and shit. Such a be a little bit time over a much more important thing. It really isn't though. Because like even the owner, when he came in at like the shop, the one time I actually got a chance to really formally talk to him for a little bit, he was asking me about some of that stuff too. Like when he was even kind of quizzing me a little. So it's like they definitely want me to at least know a little bit about that shit. Like, and that's kind of why I want to think about that. Because I mean, I want to at least, obviously, especially if I'm trying to help a customer, be able to know what I'm talking about, at least to some degree, I mean, because I know a lot of, especially so far, luckily, like a lot of customers already, come in being like, yeah, I kind of know what I need. It's like this RPM, 0.2 or 0.4, but if you got like a 0.6 something, that'd be preferable. But yeah, like you know, like, luckily a lot of customers come in already knowing what they want. But there are a lot of times sort of like, yeah, I don't really know this vape or coil or anything, but you got like one of these, you know, and I have to like look at the damn thing being like, okay, now I have to like figure this out and navigate these files of coils, you know, and most of them we don't even have, you know, and figure it out, you know. I mean, at least in the media sense, because like at least on the coils they show like very in tiny print, like, you know, the ohm and the brand and all this other shit. So it's not like the end of the world, but it's like just that little extra, like, if I just had that knowledge, it would just be a little easier. You know something, tell yourself you know it. Well, yeah, I mean, well, if I don't know something, obviously I'm gonna have to figure it out. If I do, then I do. I mean, it's like every now and then, sometimes I get, you know, especially when it comes to like the pods or the coils, when it comes to people's particular mods or, you know, and all that stuff. Like, that's just, you know, the one element that I don't have a lot of experience with. But like when it comes to everything else, it's pretty easy peasy. Yeah, I mean, it's just a learning experience for me. That's all. I mean, you know, I'm just mentioning about like, you know, the broader learning experience. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you might just bring a little extra in it, I suppose, because like, you know, I mean, maybe I am overthinking a little bit, but it is something that I want to at least, you know, learn more about because, you know, obviously I want to make sure that, you know, especially if like one of the higher ups want to quiz me on it, then I'm not like, you know, just talking out of my ass, you know? Don't have everything about Vegas. Well, I don't. But so it's not that hard to figure it out. Well, I know it's not. Honestly, most of it's pretty fucking self-explanatory. I mean, like, I'm just mentioning that, like, the certain little technicalities about, like, coils and pods might be a little, like, extra and learning curve, but, like, everything else is pretty self-explanatory. It's really just flavors at that point, and just wondering what people prefer when it comes to flavors and figuring that out. Because we have so many different flavors of vapes and juices and other shit. You know, a lot of people usually just come in for that stuff, and it's just more about figuring out what they want with that. And at that rate, it's like, well, do you like fruity? Do you like icy stuff? Do you want like something more bland that isn't fruity? You know, what do you want from there? You know, like at that point, it's just kind of gauging out what they want for a flavor, for juice or like a disposable. Because at that point, it's just literally just flavor stuff. Well, let's call stream. But what? I mean, you're okay. Okay. What? Or have I said some night? Like, it's not literally every single night. Like, what the fuck? What? Okay, now you're just assuming random things now, bro. Like, what? I don't mention it like every fucking night. I talk about work, you know, like and stuff, but it's not literally about that, bro. Like, huh? Like, what? I don't even remember like talking about like, you know, the ideas about like, you know, me like, oh, I don't know about cold. Like, I don't even know like the last time or if any time I've talked about that specifically before. I mentioned it like maybe like, you know, to you or something like once before and stuff as conversation, but not like it's not like, you know, some reoccurring thing. You have deals on cigarettes? No, but they're cheaper than the grocery, you know, like grocery stores or the corner markets. I mean, it's like we got like 99 cent like Blackwoods or like $1.49, you know, pack of Blackwoods or so. You know, we got a little, you know, I mean, A little cheaper than other places. I don't. What? What? It's pretty much like every night now, dog. No, it's not. It literally isn't. Like, I'm literally talking about plenty of media other stuff. Like, I do not talk about that, like, you know, as a constant thing. Like, what? Stuff like this. Well, no, it's dude, you weren't even here the last few streams. Like, do you know, like, what are you even talking about, bro? Like, bro, like, I have, like, you're like calling me out on like one little thing that I have not talked about like hardly ever at all on these streams. You literally talk about plenty of other things. Like, so I don't understand like what the fucking hostility is about this. Let's go. No, it's not. Dude, at this rate, I don't even understand what like the hostility is about this type of stuff. That's why Heike come back because it has grown. It's like our own little hangout. Well, that's fine. I don't mind it being a little hangout. It's kind of, yeah, in some ways, kind of the point. Talk about some sections. Well, I've been kind of wanting that. Like, I mentioned like one little thing for a bit, and then you like try to call me out about it for some reason, and it wasn't even like, you know, like something that I was going to go off about or endlessly about. It was just like, you know, a little thing you popped in the middle of it, and it's like, I don't know, like I really don't get it. It's like, I mean, it's just like one little thing that happened to just be a little part of the thought, you know, that, you know, I was talking about. I mean, it's literally just like a free flow, like whatever the chat wants to talk about or whatever, like it don't matter. It's a free flow. Got to plug in the phone real quick. I mean, at this point, I pretty much like talked about pretty much like everything else, you know, that was like, you know, on my mind, like the Portland occupation stuff and like fucking military coming in, stuff like that, you know, and also like, you know, with what like, you know, broader Trump administration's actions are wanting to do. Like, I mean, we already went for a lot of different topics, so it's like at this point we're just kind of just chilling, just whatever is when it comes to topics. If it happens to be a little slow, then I'm just going to kind of say whatever the hell's on my mind. It happened to be about work for a little bit. I mean, I don't see how that is such a fucking big deal, to be honest. I mean, if anything, I've learned a lot, you know, when it comes to, you know, that shit anyway. Just a little bit more, you know, and it's like, whatever. I don't really see what the big fucking deal is about it. Never got the impression you're trying to, you just flip on your phone and talk about life. Yeah, exactly. I just, It's literally just kind of like a chill, like, if anything, especially for random people that do kind of come in and lurk, because there are definitely plenty of people that do, and I know there are definitely plenty that are right now. Like, I mean, we still have, like, these, despite being a tiny hangout, decent little amount of views. It's like, I mean, obviously there's an interest to even people that do lurk around, that might be just scrolling through, like, YouTube shorts or YouTube lives. And I mean, if anything, also it's kind of a way to be like, hey, there's someone who's also kind of like chills fuck and kind of like a relief from like the skibbity crazy insane shit that is going through like, the lives and stuff. Cause I've seen that type of shit too. I've skimmed through the YouTube short lives. I've skimmed through like the shorts of shit. There's just shit's like crazy and ridiculous, half the time. Like, I mean, so having something a little laid back where someone's just chilling and just talking shit for the most part about whatever the fuck they want, like there's kind of like a relieving kind of factor to that. And I'm sure shit ain't the only one doing it. I like the unpolished raw nature to it. You're not trying to cloud farm or set crazy graphics and shit. Exactly. I'm just like, the raw motherfucker that I am. I mean, I'm just doing what I want, talk what I want, and it's just how it is, It's like, I mean, yeah, I definitely want to grow and make a little more from it, and eventually make a more professional thing about it. But at the end of the day, I'm still gonna have like this unpolished side of it all, because I'm not trying to be like this Destiny or Voosh or a Hassan or whatever. I'm trying to be like, hey, if there's like a little clique cult of personality kind of thing around it all, then cool. But whatever. I mean, if people want to tag along with it, that's cool. Like, I just do it because it's fun. I mean, it's just literally one of those things where if people don't like it, then whatever. I don't like it. That's their problem, I guess. Like. Because I was like, some days we do have like a lot of hype, a lot of like shit go down. And some days it's just whatever. We just gotta go with the flow and I just kind of talk about random shit. And sometimes it is kind of just like personal shit. This is what I'm willing to put out. It's kind of partly why I kind of miss the React side of things a little bit, because then we would have a little bit more opportunity just going for that instead. But whatever. I mean, we could, but I don't know where Logino did with the Switch. Because we could a little bit, as unpolished as it is, We did a little bit last night, so I was kind of like thinking like we could probably do that again, but now I'm sure it's upstairs somewhere, but I'm not gonna bother with it. I'm gonna do. I know. I mean that's why I'm thinking like, hey, like here's phone someday. It's not just that, but I'm thinking at least once I next couple months get things figured out, then it should be all right. Even if it is like kind of through my phone kind of thing, it's like because at least in my situation, at least as it stands for now, like it's just kind of a little bit of a pickle. And if only I didn't decide to try to like reset the fucking app on my fucking phone with the permissions and shit. I should not have done that because like Jesus Christ, like now because I just can't like do it at all now. I'd rather deal with the fucking like, oh yeah, we got this little like weird key thing, or I'd rather deal with that popping up endlessly, with my reacts than like this bullshit. I won't admit. But whatever. What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? I'll flip the whole thing. Oh, I got that. He's literally laying right next to the harness and leashes. He is so fucking desperate for one, right? Yeah, I've been mostly waiting for Jess's little paw to heal, and I think she's fine. Like, she's been a little bit of a roughhousey little bad bitch huntress lately. So I think her little paw's fine. She apparently got a little cut the other day. So kind of had to keep a couple days, from even for a detriment of Beta Petiter, Well, now he responds to that now. Wow, really? You respond to that now? Beta Petiter. Oh, you stretchy boy. What's up? Really? Come on. Don't be knocking things over. Stop it. Wow. I see what you want. They're both like kind of ready to go. Oh my good lord. All right. I haven't really said much, and y'all definitely want it. Goofy little things. You are been the most desperate little bastard for it out of all of them. Out of both of y'all. Even Zukov is not this desperate for it. In fact, he kind of hates having the harness and, and all that stuff put on him. But you beg for it. Look at you. Why are you... You're such a danger zone, homie. Go. Come on. Wrong way. Yeah, thank you. Oh, my God. I don't think I can escape this one. Goofy thing. You are so fucking intense, man. Even over there, dude. Goodness gracious. Boop. There we go. Well, considering their little feelings about, especially really Vito mostly. Jazzy, you want to go? You want to do it too? Yeah, those little perky ears say, yeah, I know. All right. Yep. Alrighty. One more little talk. I'll get you all ready. Yes. They have surrounded me like bloodthirsty sharks in water, dude. They just found chum in water and they're like waiting for it. Like it hasn't been dumped yet, but they're like, I smell it. They are like ready, dude. They're like right here. Oh my God. Okay, yep. Alrighty, you're gonna get it. I'll keep them waiting. But probably leave this unlisted, maybe. I don't know. I'll think about it. But let's all said that. Let's call it good for now and peace out and see y'all next one.